their deportation to South Sudan. The emergency appeal comes after a judge found the White House violated a court order with the deportation flight. It carried people from countries other than South Sudan who had been convicted of crimes in the U.S. A pair of illegal immigrants wanted in the hit-and-run jet ski death of a teen Air Force recruit on a lake in Texas has been arrested.
Jacqueline Alejandra Gonzalez is now in the custody of Grapevine Police. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said Gonzalez, a Venezuelan national, and the other suspect were in the U.S. illegally and that the death of Moore never should have happened. Police say the second suspect, a male, helped Gonzalez escape. Grapevine Police released a photo of Gonzalez taken by a witness, and the photo went viral on social media, leading to the illegal immigrant's capture. 18-year-old Ava Renee Moore died on Sunday when her kayak was hit by the jet ski. Tasha Stevens reporting.
There is word this morning of a pending presidential pardon.
President Donald Trump says he's planning to pardon TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley. In 2022, the Chrisleys were convicted of conspiring to defraud banks in the Atlanta area out of more than $30 million in fraudulent loans. They were also found guilty of tax evasion. They're famous for Chrisley Knows Best, a reality show that followed their tight-knit family and extravagant lifestyle. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
Following back-to-back explosions, SpaceX launched its mega rocket Starship again last evening, but it missed its primary objective when the spacecraft became unstable. It tumbled out of control and then broke apart. Wall Street Dow futures up 13 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
More than 1 in 5 Americans serve as a care partner for a loved one with a serious illness or disability, including ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. ALS is a progressive neurodegenerative disease with no cure. Over time, it takes away the ability to speak, eat, move, and breathe independently, requiring increasing care and support. Care partners often assist with daily activities like hygiene, mobility, and medical needs. This ALS Awareness Month, Teresa shares her experience to highlight the vital role of care partners.
After my husband was diagnosed with ALS, I retired after 46 years to become his full-time care partner. I help with daily tasks like dressing and preparing his food, and when it's warm, we enjoy spending time outside. Being a care partner can be rewarding, but it's not always easy. I found strength by connecting with others, finding time for myself, and learning everything I could about the disease.
Visit alspathways.com/radio for more information on ALS and care partner support. This message is sponsored by Mitsubishi Tanabe Pharma America.
The Trump administration is restricting Chevron's operations in Venezuela, where the government could lose $500 million a month because of reduced oil exports.
President Trump said that President Maduro broke his promises of running free and fair elections last year, and also because, according to President Trump, President Maduro's failure to cooperate on his migration policies. Venezuela at some stage refused to take back deported Venezuelan migrants, and President Trump didn't like that, eventually sent them to that notorious high-security prison in El Salvador.
The BBC's Leonardo Russia. The head of the United Nations atomic watchdog says a jury is still out on negotiations between Iran and the U.S. over Tehran's rapidly advancing nuclear program. But Rafael Grossi describes the ongoing negotiations as a good sign. He's director of the International Atomic Energy Agency. News and analysis at townhall.com. House approval of the president's Big Beautiful Bill underscores a loss of political capital Democrats have with voters.
6 months after President Donald Trump swept the battleground states, the Democratic Party is still sifting through the wreckage. Its standing has plunged to new lows after defeat that seemed like both a political and cultural rejection. Republicans have been gaining ground in voter registration for years. Working-class voters of every race have been steadily drifting towards the GOP, and Democrats are increasingly perceived as the party of college-educated elites. Mr. Trump twice cracked the blue wall states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. But even carrying those northern battlegrounds is unlikely to be enough for Democrats to win the White House after the 2030 census. Bernie Bennett reporting.
2 men face sentencing in Minnesota on human smuggling charges. Several years ago, a family of 4 from India froze to death while trying to cross into the U.S. along a remote stretch of the Canadian border. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yeah, right. Just say Monday.
Yeah, it definitely feels weird to me.
Yesterday, I said, so today is Tuesday, but it's our Monday. Tomorrow's going to be our Tuesday, which is Wednesday, but it's going to be Mike's Monday.
Yes.
So
here we sit.
Make of that what you will. Welcome back, Gary Laser Eyes.
Thank you for filling in yesterday.
Absolutely.
I had get another eye doctor appointment in Lubbock yesterday. So I was doing that. So sorry about the eyeball. I got an injection and it looks kind of nasty.
I just the idea of putting a needle in one's eye.
Yeah.
For any reason. I mean, yeah, I understand. You know, you've tapped all the other ones out. You're trying to find a vein, but it's a step too far, yo.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
It's literally in children's like nursery rhymes. You know, cross your heart and hope to die. Stick a needle in your eye. That's the thing you're not supposed to do. That if you're lying, that's what's gonna happen to you, and that's what happened to you.
Apparently, I'm lying.
You're a liar. You're a big fat phony.
My pantaloons are smoking. It's not great, but it is what it is.
Oh, that's So what was this to relieve?
I've got the diabetic deal with my eye.
The floaties, right?
Yeah, and that's so they've got this medicine, and the first injection worked well. The second one, and they kind of had mixed results, and they switched to a new med for this one, which he said that's what you do. And so now I got shot with that one, and I got to go do it again here in 2 months. So.
Okay. I understand that it's a necessity.
Yeah.
It's 2025. There has got to be a better way to deliver this medication into one's eye without the need for a needle. Not just a needle, but the waterboarding process that you have to go through before that.
I'm about to say that the actual shot wasn't the part that really...
Sure, because you're numb, but it's the... I've never seen a Saw movie, but I've seen enough of a Saw movie to be like, this... If your doctor's just having a bad day or maybe had a couple too many at lunch, which is why I'm glad you went in early, you know, anybody like slightly shaky-handed or whatever,
well, he does it all day, I guess. So.
Yeah, I know. And I know that these people are you know, trained experts and they're learned doctors, but...
Yeah. Oh, trust me, the first time they told me, I was like, the what now?
The other thing is, I would just deal with the floaters. I mean, I know they get really annoying.
Yeah.
You know, especially when they get like the heavy.
Oh, this is so eventually I go blind if I don't. So
yeah.
I have to do these things, otherwise I go blind.
Yeah.
I don't want that either.
I was told at an early age that I have this condition where if I'm just like tapped in the wrong spot on my head, my retinas can just detach. I'm like, cool, thanks, bro.
I don't know. I know retinas can detach. I know people have had them. I don't know what causes said retina to detach.
Well, apparently,
but I know it's not good when it happens.
My condition was called white without pressure.
Yeah.
Or it is called white without pressure. It's basically there's like platelets that form on the part of your eye where the retinas are. And if enough of those platelets form and like oxidize or whatever, if you're just like tapped in the right. Oh, Oh no.
Tap again.
Mike, it's dark. Just kidding. But it's like, hey, cool. So, you're a ticking time bomb. Thanks, Doc.
But yeah, it kind of looks, because I got a little blood spot there, so it kind of looks kind of nasty today, so I apologize.
No,
you'll have to look at me.
Rock it. I mean, look at what rappers are doing to their faces these days. That's minimal by comparison.
But
let's get you a teardrop tattoo and we'll talk.
Well, I already got one of those. But thank you for filling in.
Oh, absolutely. Not a problem. You did most of the work. You were 2 to 3 hours on playing your interviews.
Well, you'll be you're going to work at the 8 o'clock hour today,
there you go.
So.
Clocking back in. But yeah, no, glad to have you back in the captain's chair. It's always pleasant to have Mixmaster Mike where he belongs.
Yeah, it's and then I come back and we got good rain chances this week. And
it's cooled off.
I'm telling you, the rain you got on Monday was my fault. I washed my vehicle.
Yeah,
and because there were no talk of rain. I mean, they said like a slight 10%. And I was like. And I was, because I have new car modes still, coming back from Albuquerque this weekend. I had the bugs all over it. So like, I'm going to run it through. And now, fortunately, it sat in the garage afterwards, so it has not been tainted yet. But I got a feeling today or tomorrow it's going to get hit. So.
I don't know if you saw, but yesterday on social, Jesse McDaniel was posting that he had some trucks, I guess, out west of town.
Yeah.
That were stuck in the big
hail.
The hail. The big
hail.
I
saw a couple vehicles get hailed up.
It gave him some serious hail damage to a bunch of the vehicles, and actually broke several windshields.
Oh wow!
It was pretty intense, but.
Wow. Yeah, I saw at least 2 different Facebook posts of different people experiencing they were out of town, coming into town and getting hit with the hail.
Yeah, it's always worse on the outskirts.
I saw someone come back from Redoso got slammed, and then like the Jesse stuff you were talking about too. I saw some of that. Yeah, that was pretty intense. Yesterday, I don't think it rained at all yesterday, did it?
No, it was pretty clear yesterday.
Going to
it was cool, which was
Lubbock,
nice.
it was spittled a little bit yesterday morning, but nothing.
Spittled a little bit. That's fun to say.
But had a good time in Albuquerque over the weekend.
Yeah.
Went and saw the banana ball game.
Banana ball. How were the what are they called? The Outlaws?
The party animals.
The party animals.
Yeah,
okay.
It was actually interesting. So
no, the party animals was the other. What's the team from Texas though?
They're the Tailgaters.
The Tailgaters. That's the one I was talking about.
Well, here's the deal. This was the debut of the party animals being a headliner.
Okay.
So they were the headliner group. And
he got bumped up to the main event, boys.
Yeah. So the party animals were the main guy. And actually the Tailgaters, that was their very first game as the Tailgaters. They started Banana. It was the debut of Banana Ball that weekend.
Is it still called Banana Ball, or are they called?
Oh, yeah.
Cause that's the thing. They're not quite main event yet because there's still party animals playing Banana Ball.
Well,
they should start calling it like Animal Ball.
Well, it is Banana Ball.
Okay.
And yeah, it was good. It was fun. If you've never been, it was awesome. I'm going to say that I preferred the bananas over the party animals because the party animals are let's just face it. It's for women.
Yeah.
It's not for dudes.
Well, I didn't see any posts of yours. I saw posts of Kim's, which led me to believe that she was having a great time.
Lots of visuals.
And I did see a lot of non-shirt clad fellas.
They go a lot of shirtless stuff going on. There's so many shirtless kids out there.
Do you think that they oil up with Banana Boat?
Oh, probably. They do. Matter of fact, at the beginning of to start the ball game, they have a weigh off and they oil up.
I was gonna say, do they have like women from the crowd come out and oil them up?
Well, no, they were pre-oiled.
See, that's how you do it. That's how you really win them.
Well, they want to keep it family friendly, so pre-oiled.
At that point, that's just stepping up to a stag show.
Yeah. But yeah, it's for kids and women.
Sure,
it's what it's for.
Sure.
But it's entertaining. The baseball's fun. It's a lot of fun to watch.
How was the concession?
Good. I had me some noodles. I had me a nice noodle dish.
A noodle dish at the ballpark?
Yeah, noodles was
odd. I had a bowl of cereal. It was weird. I was enjoying it.
Japanese,
out of a ceramic dish.
Japanese noodles with some beef in it.
Oh, so like a
stir fried.
like an udon noodle, like a thicker.
It was good.
Okay, nice.
Had me some of that. Of course, I had my ice cream cone.
Do they do anything specifically special for the bananas? Like, you'd think they would have like a bananas Foster or like a bananas split.
Well, no, because it's all the Albuquerque local concessions.
Yeah,
it's there.
It's like when a band comes through town, a bar will work up, specialty drinks for the band.
No, there was just various normal standard fare fruit drinks. Yeah, nothing banana specific. Although the charitable organization for the bananas is Bananas Foster, and they work with foster kids.
Amazing.
And they do bananas. That's the wife.
That's fantastic.
Now the owner of the league was there. He barely made an appearance. He was there. I saw him up in the rafters in his banana suit walking around, in his yellow tux.
Of course, he got the press box.
And his wife was there. Well, now the Bananas were also playing that weekend in another town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so
I trust them.
But I guess I guess it was their debut with the party, so he was there, and his wife was there doing the Bananas Foster thing and all that. But yeah, it was neat. I think I want the tailgater's hat. I gotta procure me one of them hats.
Is it denim?
It's fake denim, but it's a baseball hat shaped like a Cowboys hat.
Really?
Like a cowboy hat. Yeah. So it's like the cowboy part here, but then it's got a brim like a cowboy hat.
But does it have the side?
Yeah, but it's like a baseball hat here, and it wears, and it's got the adjustable, and then it's got a cowboy brim. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's a choice.
I saw people owning it. I was not getting in the merch line because I wanted to see other things other than the merch line.
That's the thing is, if you're going to spend time in the merch line, there's no point in going to the thing you're going to because you're going to miss so much of it.
Yeah, I would have been in the merch line the whole time.
And they never have CCTV so you can at least watch what's going on.
Right. Well, this was actually outside the ballpark. It wasn't even in it because they don't let you into the ballpark till like half hour, 40 minutes before game time. And so in the pregame, they have a band out there playing, and then they got the merch lines, and then you can buy some drinks and things, and then I get pre-liquored up, and then go into then they have a parade like deal where the ball players come to the crowd and do a whole song and dance, and then you go into the stadium.
I feel like baseball, like golf, although golf to actually participate and not spectate, but I feel like baseball is one of the worst games to watch and be drunk or drink because it's hot, the sun is beating down on you, and then you add in the inebriation. Your sweat. It doesn't sound like a pleasant experience.
It's just no different than a rock concert, I guess.
Yeah, there's usually air temperature control in like a rock concert.
Unless you're outside.
Well, sure. But yeah, same mindset.
Summer
like,
festival.
I don't. The idea of getting drunk in the sun.
Actually, to be honest, we went to the night game, so I was in the shade the whole time. It was nice.
Fair enough.
And,
Liquor it up, boy.
It was good. It was nice game.
Tipping back, boys.
And I was on the third base side of Isotopes Park, which is the side that, when it gets in the evening, is protected by the shade.
Ah, that's
First
right.
base line gets the sun. And so, yeah, it was all good in the hood there. I had good seats.
Nice.
It was good. Food was good. Everything's good. It was, but overall, I prefer the bananas. Now, me personally, I'm good. I've been to banana game. I've been to the party animal game. I'm good.
You've had your fill.
I've had my fill. I've experienced it. That being said, I'm sure I'm going every year because
you've
family
gotten
and everybody
hooked.
else.
Now that was my next question is, it's because if somebody were to say, "Hey, Metallica's coming through,"
yes,
you'd want to go to them and see them, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So they haven't quite. So I think you've gotten your banana ball fix. You're over.
I enjoy it. I like it. And if someone said you want to go here, but I'm not plotting and planning like it takes for all this. And to be honest, I've liked Metallica for like over 40 years.
Yeah, that's true.
I've liked Banana Ball 3, 5, 4, 5. I don't know, since they started here, whatever that is. So
there's equally as much Metallica representation in this room as there is Banana Ball representation, though, because you got your banana hat, but you also have your Metallica painting. So
yeah. I think. Well, I have my mouse, so I lead Metallica.
Oh, you do lead Metallica. Dang, I forgot about your mouse. That's right. Every time Mike uses that mouse, he rides the lightning.
That's right. I'm a master of puppets. I push buttons.
Oh, okay. She's your missus is sending me pictures.
Ah, very good.
Oh, so he does look like a party animal.
Yeah.
That's
One was hitting on my niece.
Oh, is that your niece?
Yeah, that's the one hitting on my niece.
That makes sense. I'm sorry, but look, all due respect to your niece, when your pockets are longer than your shorts, there is a problem.
Yes, we've.
God, I sound like an old man, I know, but when your pockets are longer than your shorts.
She dresses like a teenage girl, and you should have seen her prom dress.
No, I probably shouldn't have.
Yes.
Is she, like, legal? Because, I mean, if that dude was hitting on her.
She ain't there yet.
She's some crow, buddy.
She's still in high school.
Statutory.
She's going to be a senior in high school this
bud.
year. So, yeah. She's a very intelligent girl, but yes,
it's too much. It's too much, man.
She's popular. Yes.
I am not for this world. I've decided that.
She is admired by the fellas.
Like, I always thought bare midriff was a little inappropriate.
Yeah, no. She's running around in bikinis, and I'm like, stop.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? What wardrobe is going to happen in the future for the next generation that's going to shock these kids?
I think it's going to be the same stuff. It's just you're going to have a different opinion.
Maybe.
Because at the end of the day, she's wearing the same that girls, you know what I'm saying, when we were younger.
I've pretty much maintained the look I have now my entire life.
Yeah,
like t-shirt and jeans.
But summertime, girls have always been scantily clad.
Yeah.
In a certain, from that, whatever, teenager to 20-something, whatever. Some a little longer than they should have. But, you know what I mean.
I know. I know I come off sounding like a crotchety old man, but still.
It's just us that changes.
Right.
Back then, we're like, hey. Now we're like, put a towel on.
How dare you, young lady?
I'm somebody's father.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's where we're at in that one. Yeah, Kim and I are like, and then everyone else is like, And then it's like you can't be that guy to say it either. Does she send him more?
She sent me the prom dress
picture.
picture.
Yeah, she's getting the whole deal here. Yeah.
And again, why so? Never mind.
We got to get the hour going.
Yeah, we do.
Speaking of high school kids, actually they're a little bit older. We're gonna play our interview we had last week. We had all but one of the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico scholarship recipients join us for a cool little conversation last week. So we're gonna play that for you here in just a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're gonna replay Sean's interview we had with Peggy Bolin, talking Camp Invention, which is starts 1 week from yesterday.
Yeah, space
or
still
2
available.
days ago. It's Wednesday, not Monday.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, this time next week. She goes, actually, no, it's Monday.
You're halfway through camp at this point. But that's next week. And then folks from American Legion Post 61 going to join us. Jen and Lee will pop in, probably talk Memorial Day weekend recap. I know they got Flag Day retirements coming up here and some other stuff, so we'll talk all that with the folks from American Legion Post 61. And then we'll have all the news of the local, national, international variety, intergalactic, space news, the space news, whatever else we got. Before we do any of that, let's get you up to date with the weather and rain chances pretty much all week here.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms could pop up later on today. A few of those storms might have damaging wind and hail. We still have some moist air coming in from the south. Our afternoon high today in the upper 80s. Overnight will be clear with upper 50s, and then on Thursday, some more afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible, and our high going into the upper 80s, partly sunny on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 49%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 5 miles per hour. We are looking at a 20% chance of some showers and thunderstorms for this afternoon. They say some storms could be severe in nature. Mostly sunny and a high near 88 today with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 61 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For you Thursday, 20% chance at afternoon showers, mainly for the afternoon. Some storms could be severe in nature, mostly sunny, and 84 for a high tomorrow. North winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain tomorrow night. Again, some storms could be severe in nature, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 62. East winds 5 to 10. Friday, We are looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms pretty much for the afternoon. Mostly cloudy, high of 83. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain Friday night as well. And then looking at the weekend, 20% chance of rain Saturday, mostly sunny and 92. 20% chance of rain Sunday, mostly sunny and 94. So looks like slight chances of rain every day. Will be lingering into the 80s here till the bottom half of the weekend here. So it's summer. It's kind of a monsoon season. So who would have thunk it? All right, it is 25 minutes after 7. We're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to play our interview with the scholarship recipients from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winter.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,402 head of cattle sold on Tuesday, following Memorial Day Monday on an uneven market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold steady to 10 lower. Feeder cattle 3 to 5 lower. Packer cows $4 lower. Packer bulls $8 to $10 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers $4.55, $5. 3 to 400 pound heifers $4.22, $4.50. 4 to 500 pound steers $3.92, $4.55. 4 to 500 pound heifers $3.65, $4.22. 5 to 600 pound steers $3.37, $3.92. 5 to 600 pound heifers $3.14.50, $3.65. 6 to 700 pound steers $3.10, $3.37. 6 to 700 pound heifers $2.71, $3.14.50. 7 to 800 pound steers $2.60, $3.10. 7 to 800 pound heifers $2.60, $3.50, $2.71. Packer cows $1.48, $1.58. Canner and cutter cows $1.35, $1.45. Packer bulls $1.80, $1.98. Feeder bulls $1.58, $1.65. The top half the cow calf pairs $30.50 to $36.50 per pair. Top half the bred cows $2,650 to $3,000 per head. Now remember, this is the top of the market and prices range down from this according to quality, quantity, condition, and feel. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back, but you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, it's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571.
Visit Bush Appliance to get high-grade performance straight from the commercial Maytag washer assembly line. The Maytag commercial-grade residential washer features a robust build that brings rugged durability to your home laundry room. Shop now at Bush Appliance and bring home the power of Maytag. Bush Appliance Woodworks and Installation. When it comes to cabinets, appliances, and installation, who you gonna call? Bush Appliance in Roswell. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390.
Hey Roswell, whatever you've got planned this week, cancel it, because Roswell Ford is slashing prices during our biggest Memorial Day savings event ever. These are the final days to get massive discounts with employee pricing for all. At Roswell Ford, you pay what we pay on our huge inventory of new Fords. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Upside down in your current car, truck, or SUV and one out early, Roswell Ford can help you get out of your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. So you pay what we pay today with employee pricing to all customers on new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Our aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. With massive American-made savings, employee pricing for all, and more for your trade. We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. Get on board at Roswell Ford. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. Interest accrues from date of sale on select vehicles. Trade balance refinance to new loan. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us in studio this morning, a bevy of people. This morning we have, I think, all of the recipients. All but one of the recipients for the 2025 Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico scholarship recipients. I'm going to allow everyone to kind of go around the room. We'll start this end and just kind of say your name, say where you attend school at, and say which scholarship you were awarded. Okay?
My name's Neilani Kobos. I just graduated from Dexter High School, and I got awarded the STEM scholarship.
Nice. Congratulations. You're hiding, but I can see you.
Okay. My name is Esmeralda Meraz Ortiz. I am going to graduate from Early College High School, and I received the character scholarship.
Nice. So are you getting your college associates and high school here all at the same time? Nice. Nice. Very good. All right. Come on up, sir.
Hi there. I'm Jacob Hardwick. I'm graduating from Roswell High this Friday, and I'm receiving the Science and Arts Scholarship.
Yeah, and sometimes you find them buried in the archives facility. Pile
Sometimes.
of papers around them, dust, all kind of stuff in there. So, very good. Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Trent White. I just graduated from Dexter High School, and I received the Arts and Humanities Scholarship for a double major in History and Government.
Nice. Congratulations. Yes, sir.
My name is Gabriel Anaya. I am graduating from Roswell High this Friday, and I got the character scholarship.
Very good. Ladies, we'll get you the back here.
My name is Ava Rowe. I am going to be a junior at NMSU, North Coast State, and I received the Continuing Education Scholarship.
Excellent. Excellent. And finally.
Hello, my name is Talissa Espinosa. I will be attending again for the 4th year because I did just graduate with my associates.
Yeah.
And I'll be applying to the nursing program this semester.
Very good.
Now, I guess. And I got the Continuing College Scholarship.
Very good. What high school did you go to before going to MSU?
I graduated from Goddard High School.
Very good. So you're a Roswell person as well here. Good deal. Well, for folks not familiar, just to kind of give the background, for the last several months now, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico has, as they do every year, their annual scholarships, thanks to the Troy Hayes Trust and other folks as well. And each of these folks get anywhere about $1,250 per scholarship. They're in the different categories, as they have mentioned. Some for STEM, some for art and humanities, some because they're characters, and and so forth and so on. So I got to ask, first off, how did you guys come across this scholarship? Is it just kind of, you can just shout them out, the different ones. And you work at the Historical Society, so I think you had inside knowledge on that is what happened here. But for the rest of you, how did you just find it online, or people at school told you about it? How'd that work?
I've been volunteering with the historical program since
you had
I was
inside
in
games, so.
7th grade.
Nice.
7th grade, so I've been with you guys for a while.
Yeah, been longer than some people at the Historical Society. Anybody else? How'd you get in school, or?
I was told by my counselor and my grandma actually told me.
Very good. Good deal.
I was told by a teacher that I've talked to a lot and everything. He originally told me about the opportunity, and then one of the people running the Historical Society came to our school and told us more about it as well, which made me take initiative and finally apply.
Nice. So I'm kind of curious, because going through the process, because you'd have to fill out an essay, there is some work you have to do to receive this scholarship. How was that experience? That kind of, when you're writing your papers, I imagine you're kind of in a factory of that right now, because I'm sure there's other scholarships you guys apply for, and so you're cranking out essays and things left and right. But with this one, you had to. Was it easy to go, or did you have to sit and put some thought for it? I imagine we'll get the gamut. Some it'll be probably smooth as butter, and others it was a little rough.
Anybody have a rough time or had a little trouble getting their subject together and stuff doing this?
It was more procrastination.
Gotcha. You knew what you wanted to say, you just didn't want to sit down and
Yes,
put
exactly.
finger to keyboard, I guess. Very good. Anybody else?
I feel like it was fairly easy for my prompt. I mean, I don't know how everyone else's prompt was, but
Sure.
mine was very personal and close to the heart.
Sure.
So, like, once I got started, it was fairly easy.
It's like once you open the floodgates,
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it was
and,
just...
and these gates started flooding.
But I would imagine, too, it's, because you guys, all of you are young, and you've got your whole lives ahead of you. But at the same time, you guys don't look at it that way. You're like, no, I've been here 17, 18 years now, and, I got some experience under my world. Looking back now at this point and going through the essays and stuff, what, when you were, I don't know, say in elementary school, do you envision yourselves here now? Or did you think something else? No?
I have no idea what I thought in elementary school.
I think most of us, guys, I want to be a firefighter, an
Yeah.
astronaut, teacher, something like that. But, I mean, what about, you were shaking your head. What, I'm curious, what...
I thought I was going to be touring with Metallica by now.
Well, they're still around. You could do that. Anybody else?
I feel like, in a way, I know where I'm supposed
I was
to
about to say, you, just from my time talking to you and stuff, I feel like you have a plan from the jump. Like, everything you do is calculated.
Yes, I'm a very driven person. So once I have my one little goal, I'm not stopping until I get there.
Gotcha. So let's talk end games. What's after all said and done? What do you want to be when you grow up? We'll start on this. What's your goals? What do you would like to do from here?
Well, I plan to major in animal science at NMSU and
Okay.
then continue on to get into vet school and become a veterinarian.
Nice. Now, do you want to work with livestock and stuff, or you're like cats and dogs and fish and whatnot?
I would say more small animal,
Okay.
and then maybe do equine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there are going to be some people who need horse work around here. Because you got to put your parts and their parts, and you got to be a trained professional for that. For you, what's your goals? What's your aspirations here for this?
So after I graduate from early college, I already applied to Portales, and I'm gonna go into pre-med for biology.
Okay.
And go into medical school.
Okay. Do you have a specific form of medicine you're hoping to study?
So I wanna become a hematologist.
Okay.
So it's like a doctor, but for blood.
Yeah, that's what you do with
specifically.
blood and stuff.
Yes.
You don't get
And-
squeamish when you see blood?
No,
I do.
actually, I was wanting to become a surgeon before that.
Ah.
So
But you don't like golf, right?
no.
I think that's like a rule, right? If you're a surgeon, you got to like golf. Isn't that a rule?
No, I don't like golf, but I did wrestling, so that was
Okay.
something.
Which you might have saw blood from time to time, depending on how good the wrestlers
Plenty
are.
of times. Plenty.
Very good. Well, that might come into play when you need a bedside manner for patients. Some of them wrestling skills, just depending on your patient there.
Yes.
Very good. All right. Yeah, come on up, and tell us what you want to do next.
I'm going to NMSU. I'm going to major in digital filmmaking. Going to get a
Awesome.
minor in creative writing.
Okay.
Hopefully write for big film, big TV for
Okay.
a while. Direct my own movie.
I was
and-
going to say, if you're getting into filmmaking, eventually you want to get, a camera in the room besides a pen, I guess.
Yeah. And then after I'm, I think after I direct a few movies, maybe a TV show.
Okay.
I think I'll go back to a university and teach others how to do that.
Nice, and go be a Professor O film or something like that. Very good. What's real quick before he goes, genre movies, like what's like horror, like what's your creamy, what do you like?
Horror, comedy, suspense,
Okay.
action.
All the above.
All of the above.
Or make that movie with all of the above.
Yeah, that's gonna be a one-off movie. I can
Saw
tell you that.
Jim Carrey. Put Saw in a Jim Carrey movie, or Jim Carrey in a Saw movie, and I think you got it hit. So very good. Sorry, you're up.
You're good. I'm going to double major at NMSU in
Okay.
government and history, like
All
I said
right.
earlier. Afterwards, I'm hoping to probably do a master's in a more specific field, like civic government or public administration or
Okay.
something like that, and then either get involved in the government, either New Mexico or city of Roswell
Okay.
or other places, or even get involved in teaching, either at a college level or high school level.
So as far as government, do you like elected official type of government, or like, you know, the guy that runs the office in the in the back there that we never hear about?
Either or.
Okay, very good. Yeah, very good. Or I gotta ask, are you do you like to speak? Do you like public speaking? Is that something that's you're comfortable with?
I love speaking when given the opportunity.
Politicians right up your alley. Then. Lotion your hands. Lotion up. So, very good. Your turn.
So I am going to major in either business finance or business administration at Texas Tech in Lubbock. Yeah, I don't.
Do you want to like own your own business someday, or you work for a Fortune 500 company? What are you thinking?
I haven't really made my mind up. I know I want my own clothing brand. That's
Gotcha.
for sure.
Okay, so fashion. So are you a student of fashion, like trends and what's latest and what's?
I guess you could say that.
Ladies, how's he doing? Just kidding. Well, cool, good deal. So I would imagine to get in that world, you got to hit places like New York City and Paris. And
I've been wanting to travel to New York City.
Very good.
For a couple of years.
Awesome. Sounds exciting. Well, good deal. Well, if we see you one day, and next thing it'll just be like just see your signature on some brand of clothing or cologne or something. We'll know. Very good. You're up next.
So I am currently studying communication disorders at NMSU.
Okay.
I am minoring in linguistics and ASL to become a speech pathologist.
Okay.
I'm hoping to either work in the medical side of it or with kids at schools.
Okay.
Just help them find their voice.
So a lot of
within.
speech, like working with kids with speech issues, things like that.
Yes, sir.
And doing very good.
Yes, sir.
We seem like you enunciate and pronounce and so I think that's a start, right?
I'd hope so. Yes.
Because
Very.
you kind of talk kind of mush mouth like me. It's kind of hard to teach others to talk mush.
I know. Sometimes I mumble and I'm like, wait, why am I doing that? I'm going to be helping people do that later on. So.
Hey, maybe we can get you to come in and read commercials to practice. And you're gonna.
Sounds like a great
Now
plan.
open. Very cool. That'd be great. And finally, we've talked before, but remind folks.
So like I said, I'm applying to a couple nursing programs. I've applied to the one here in Roswell, Hobbs, and in Carlsbad. I'm also enrolling myself into a surgical tech program. That way I'll be the person, like when the surgeon says scalpel, I get to hand the scalpel and I get to help if someone bleeds out and different things like that. I feel like I've bounced around from different things. I wanted to be a phlebotomist, but then I've also wanted to go to pediatrics, but then I've also wanted to go to the ER, just so it's always go, go, go. Then I've also thought about being a nurse that's in the helicopters.
Okay.
For like intensive care.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we're just going straight RN, get my experience in there, and then I'll just see where.
I think that could work like kind of like police officers. Like you go in as a police officer and you're like, okay, well I'm going to go SWAT or I'm going to go to, whatever the various things. And because I guess before you fly around in the helicopters and get in the ER, you got to be able to do the treatment. And it doesn't matter, where the location is. That's the same. So very good. But but you like a little adventure in your job, it sounds like.
I do. And then I got my associates in science, and then I also minored in psychology and child development. And then along my little journey, I've gotten my CPR certification, and I was halfway through my CMA.
Wow. I think you're just going to do it I think what's going to happen is you're just going to get in there in the nursing thing and you're going to do multiple things.
Yeah.
You're going to spend a little bit on the helicopters. You're going to spend a little bit as a traveling nurse. You're going to spend a little bit, in URs. I think you're going to do all the above.
I love to experience everything.
Very good. Well, cool. Well, guys, first off, congratulations. And we are all excited as you're either graduating here in the coming days or are already just graduated here. How much time are you guys, do you get weeks, a month before you start packing off and heading to college here and going off to your next phase of life? How much time we got left here?
About 2.
About 2?
Yeah.
2 days, weeks?
2 months.
2 months. Okay, that's all right. All right. Anybody shorter than 2 months? That's about the average here? Okay. How about for you?
Like 20 minutes.
20 minutes. He's like, I'm literally leaving as soon as you shut your
I'm
hole.
getting yanked around everywhere. I have meetings with my other advisors, so.
You're a busy young woman, and you got appointments to be. So we'll get you out of here. But first off, congratulations. And I'm going to take a stab that at no point is Amy going to let you just disappear. You're going to come back and at some point and see you and do all this stuff. And so, speaking of that, Amy, we'll get you the last word here.
On behalf of the Historical Society, we just want to remind individuals that will watch or enjoy this. One of our scholarship recipients, Victor Barbosa, is already continuing his education at Notre Dame, actually. Nice. And we want to wish each and every one of you the best. Special shout out and thank you to Landmark. These amazing students will be on a billboard at 2710 North Main through June 1st.
Okay.
And they just took pictures with Troy Hayes and Jason Garcia. We just want to welcome them to the family. And you're right, I've got cell phone numbers, and we will be reminding them how much we care. So thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. And, of course, Jacob, I'm sure they're going to be like, sure, you don't want to come back and just the commute from Cruces isn't far.
They have a tracker in my bag.
I know John's putting him to work down in the basement. That's what with the dust in the books and all that. Very good. Well, thank you for spending some time with us here. I know you got to get off to the next thing, and congratulations. And it'd be neat if maybe on Christmas breaks or something, pop in and tell us how you're doing. So, good deal. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Eddy County leaders are spelling out their building priorities over the next 5 years. The county's infrastructure capital improvement plan has been presented. The plan is designed to guide the priorities through 2031. At the top of the list of improvements includes money for a new jail, new county offices, and ongoing renovations at the historic courthouse building. The plan must still be approved by the full Eddy County Commission, and then it will be submitted to the state's finance department. Former Las Cruces Mayor Ken Miyagishima has announced his candidacy for governor of New Mexico. During a news conference at the Las Cruces Home Builders Event Center, Miyagishima, who served as the city's mayor from 2007 to 2023, expressed his commitment to tackling the state's challenges. Miyagishima also acknowledged his opponents by expressing his belief that holding positions like congressperson, cabinet member, or district attorney does not automatically qualify someone for the governorship. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
You're not imagining it. According to Microsoft, we get interrupted at work every 2 minutes. Email, pings, meetings that could have been Slack messages. I'm Kim Commando for Total AV, award-winning antivirus software for just $19 for the first year, right now at protectwithkim.com. It's Wednesday, and maybe you're starting to feel a little off at work. I'm here to help you get back on track before the deadline hits. First, check your energy. If you're fired up, tackle a big project. If you're dragging, take care of a few smaller tasks. You'll feel better just getting something done. Next, block off some focus time on your calendar. Find a 1 or 2 hour window and mark it focus time or do not book. No meetings, no wasted time. And finally, set aside 20 minutes a day to handle your email. Don't try to respond the moment they come in. Batch your replies and keep your attention focused. Simple steps, better focus. You got this, my friend. Go ahead and sign up for my free newsletter at getkim.com. Cybercrime is on the rise, and hackers are getting smarter every day. From phishing scams to ransomware attacks, criminals are after your devices and your money. So how do you fight back? One of the best defenses is solid antivirus software. Blocks suspicious websites and stops hackers before they can do any damage. A healthy dose of skepticism when opening emails or clicking links doesn't hurt either. But for the antivirus help you need, I trust and recommend Total AV. They update you in real time, keeping you protected from the latest threats. Go to protectwithkim.com now and get Total AV for just $19 for the first year. It covers up to 5 devices, including Windows, Macs, and smartphones. That's protectwithkim.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Your security matters. Get protected now. Go to protectwithkim.com for my exclusive deal with Total AV. Just $19 for the first year. That's protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms could pop up later on today. A few of those storms might have damaging wind and hail. We still have some moist air coming in from the south. Our afternoon high today in the upper 80s. Overnight will be clear with upper 50s, and then on Thursday, some more afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible, and our high going into the upper 80s, partly sunny on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Running a business is tough. Operational demands change fast, and keeping up can feel impossible. That's where DSI comes in. We've been helping local businesses thrive for over 25 years. You might know us for printer products, but we're your one-stop shop for cutting-edge office technology, from managed IT to video security, audio-visual technology, and more. DSI has everything you need. We're flexible, local, and have the resources of a national corporation. Be more productive. Make more money. DSI, the heartbeat of business. Visit DSINM.com.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. We told you about baseball all-star selections yesterday. These are seniors, and they'll be playing against each other at the end of the season. That's already happened, of course. How about softball? The softball all-star games are happening this Friday and Saturday at Cleveland High in Rio Rancho. And Hannah Sanders from Dexter was selected to the green team. Wow, her qualifications, impeccable. A 630 batting average, 14 homers, and 65 RBIs. And Dexter had a great season. She's the only selection, but, Dexter didn't have very many seniors besides her. And if you're wondering about Goddard, they made it into the playoffs, too. They also didn't have a lot of seniors. Roxana Serrano, just as an example, she was their leading hitter, only a sophomore. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Americans' views of the economy improved in May after 5 straight months of declines, sent consumer confidence to its lowest level since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Conference Board said Tuesday that its consumer confidence index rose 12.3 points in May to 98. That's up from April's 85.7. King Charles III said Canada is facing unprecedented challenges in a world that's never been more dangerous, and he opened the Canadian Parliament on Tuesday with a speech widely viewed as a show of support in the face of annexation threats by U.S. President Donald Trump. National Public Radio and 3 Colorado public radio stations are suing the Trump administration over the president's executive order to cut federal funding for public broadcasting. Tesla sales across Europe plunged by half last month. The numbers are the latest indication of how much the Tesla brand is suffering because of the backlash against billionaire CEO Elon Musk. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Check out some of the outstanding bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select bags of Totino's pizza rolls are 2 for $10, and select cans of Chicken of the Sea Chunk Light Tuna are 5 for $5. In produce, red ripe strawberries are $1.99 a pound, and fresh canary, Galia, and Hemi melons are 99 cents a pound. In the meat department, family packs of fryer wings are $1.99 a pound, and quarter loin pork chops are $1.59 a pound. These are just some of the outstanding bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand and La Pantera 106.1 FM for a special live broadcast this Saturday from 10 to 1 at Roswell Honda. The summer of fun is underway, and Roswell Honda has a great selection of vehicles marked way down to take your summer adventures to a whole new level. And with scorching rebates, incentives, and discounts, now is the best time to trade up and save. We'll be on hand from 10 to 1 with free hot dogs and ice-cold Pepsi products, too. See you Saturday, 10 to 1 for the summer of fun at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 54 minutes after 7 o'clock. Got a few minutes here before news at the top of the hour. Next hour, we're going to replay our interview we had, or Sean had actually, yesterday with Peggy Boland discussing Camp Invention, which is happening next week at All Saints Catholic School for kids entering kindergarten through 6th grade. It's a fun week of really STEAM. It's more in STEM. They do a lot of arts and stuff. It's 4 different modules, but it's really cool. But listen, if you haven't heard about it, we'll listen to the interview next hour. And I highly recommend, if you're able, to sign your kids up. They'll enjoy it.
week of fun. And, as parents, get a little break. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're already just now starting summer break, and you're probably, all right, I'm ready for the break. 2 days into it. So you can get one next week. It can be done. So anyway, so yesterday, I, of course, went to the eye doctors and all that, and we stopped. I didn't get like a full lunch there, because I wasn't that hungry. But we stopped at Panera for lunch, and I'll admit I've never been to Panera before. I've seen the commercials for it, and it looks good and all that. Now, years ago, I had, like back when I was visiting family back east, somebody got some bagels from a Panera and had them at the house. So I had a bagel from there once. But that, I don't know if that really counts as having Panera. So we stopped at the Panera. Now, like I said, I wasn't really hungry and everything, and so it was kind of a quick stop, but I wanted to get a little something in me before we headed back here. And so I got a bowl of soup at the Panera there, and it was creamy chicken and rice soup. And I'm not going to lie, that was a darn tasty soup. And so I'm kind of like curious. Sean and them, they're busy right now, but I'm kind of curious if they've been to Panera before, and like, because I know I'm like, I don't get out of town that much, and they get out more often than I do. But I've never had Panera because it's not been convenient for me to have a Panera ever. And then once I had it, I'm kind of like, dude, I kind of now I want to dig deep. I want to try the sandwiches. I want to try some of the other soups, but that was pretty good. That chicken and rice soup that I had there. I'll admit, for a place I consider, I guess it's kind of fast food. I guess it's kind of high-end fast food, I guess. It was pretty good, like good quality. It was flavorful, it was tasty, it was good. I was like, man, this is right. And it was, in a bowl. It was actually, not paper or some styrofoam. It was kind of nice. So I don't know. I just I don't know if Jocelyn or Sean have had Panera before, but because I mean they're all over the place, and I know people like, yeah, they've been around for years, and I know all that. I've just never been to one and never sat and saw the menu and ordered. I've seen commercials all the time, and I see the sandwiches and everything. Well, yeah, it looks fine. It looks good. And then I actually had it, and I'm kind of like, yeah, it's all right. This is pretty good. I'm kind of down now, and they give you. It's kind of weird too, because they give you, not weird, but they give you a hunk of bread that goes with your soup, and it's fresh baked. It's not warm. It's room temperature, or whatever. But I'm telling you, I was like, yeah, bread, great. But once I put it in that soup, boy, howdy. All right, I got to ask, Sean, have you ever eaten Panera?
I was going to say, it sounds like you're talking about Panera bread.
Yeah.
Now, you said chicken tortilla?
Oh, no. I had chicken and creamy chicken and rice.
Okay. Did you go bread bowl?
No. It was just a standard bowl.
See, that's where you failed.
Well, I could
This
not
is how you
see,
failed.
and I wasn't that hungry. I just
Oh,
wanted
okay.
a little nosh before we headed, so I got just a bowl of soup.
Gotcha.
To get me going.
Well, I'll tell you, the baller move,
Yeah.
and this is my go-to. This is probably why I'm never going to be a skinny man. Their cheddar broccoli soup
Okay.
inside the bread bowl.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I'm down with that.
I had a literal 10-minute conversation with another grown adult about soup yesterday. I've officially reached that
So I
age.
knew
but
you were a soup. You like me. You and I
am a
carry
fan.
soup love.
Yes, I'm a fan of Panera bread. The only thing I would say about Panera bread, their soups tend to be a little bit on the salty side. They tend to kind of overdo it as far as like seasonings and stuff goes.
I didn't notice that with the chicken and rice, but I commented that this actually tastes like a homemade soup, like not something that I kind of was like, man, this sounds like I had this at the house kind of feel. So that's what I thought of it. So I was down with that. Now, granted, I just had that small window, but I guess we're gonna have to make a subsequent visit there to make.
I like how you're like, we're gonna get out of town quick. Let's just go to Panera bread. You didn't think like a Chick-fil-A maybe, or?
Well, it was literally right nearby.
But Panera's good. Panera is good.
And I've never had it, and I kind of want it. I see the videos and all that. So, but now the soup
Ruled me in. I'm ready for the next.
Their sandwiches are something else too.
We're gonna have one of them next time. And soup.
Here, that's the key. You go the cheddar broccoli soup. Now it's a little heavy to go cheddar broccoli soup in the bread bowl and the half a sandwich. That's a lot of carbs.
Well,
but if you just go cheddar broccoli soup with a half sandwich, it's the best.
You're listening to 106.5 Roswell Talk FM, KUND Roswell.
Soup Tower from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Vladimir Putin is playing with fire. That's President Trump's assessment of the Russian president's Ukraine strategy, Putin's unrelenting drone and missile strikes in Ukraine. On Truth Social, Mr. Trump writes, what Vladimir Putin doesn't realize that if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have already happened to Russia. And I mean really bad. President Trump has grown frustrated with Putin as Trump, tries to broker a Ukraine peace deal. Trade talks between the U.S. and the European Union are back on track.
After announcing a 50% tariff on EU goods on Friday, the president quickly agreed to delay those tariffs after a weekend phone call with the head of the European Commission. And now Donald Trump says the EU has called to quickly establish meeting dates. He writes on social media that this is a positive development, and he urges both the EU and China to open up for trade with the U.S., promising that both will be happy and successful if they do. Greg Clugston, Washington.
5 people wounded. A shooting yesterday afternoon at a shopping mall in Waterbury, Connecticut. Police say it began as a dispute between a couple of individuals, and things rapidly went downhill from there.
We do not believe this was a random act of violence. We believe this started as a conflict and it escalated. We do know that there was one gunman at this time we've identified. That gunman was armed with a semi-automatic pistol.
Waterbury Police Chief Fernando Spagnolo tells WFSB-TV that police are talking to a person of interest. SpaceX has launched its Starship mega rocket again after back-to-back explosions. This time it made it through the entire test flight last evening, but fell short of its main objectives when the spacecraft tumbled out of control and then broke apart. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow trading 11 points higher. The Nasdaq is down 5 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Britain's King Charles visits Canada.
It's rare for the monarch to deliver what's called the speech from the throne in Canada.
As the anthem reminds us, the true north is indeed strong and free.
President Trump's repeated suggestion of Canada becoming the 51st state prompted Prime Minister Mark Carney to invite the king to Ottawa. He said Canada is facing a critical moment.
Democracy, pluralism, the rule of law, self-determination, and freedom are values which Canadians hold dear.
The new U.S. ambassador to Canada, Pete Hoekstra, says sending messages to the U.S. isn't necessary, and Canadians should move on from the 51st state talk. I'm Ed Donahue.
Ukrainian President Zelensky is in Berlin. He met today with the new German Chancellor, Friedrich Merz. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel has killed senior Hamas leader Mohammed Sinwar. Townhall.com. Optimism regarding the state of the economy is on the rise.
After 5 straight months of declines amid tariff anxiety, Americans' views of the economy improved in May. The Conference Board said Tuesday that its Consumer Confidence Index rose 12.3 points in May to 98. That's up from April's 85.7, a measure of American short-term expectations for their income, business conditions, and the job market jumped 17.4 points to 72.8, but remained below 80. Which can signal a recession ahead.
And that's correspondent Bill Alexander. European companies are cutting expenses and scaling back investment plans in China as the economy slows and fierce competition drives prices down. An annual business confidence survey out today by the European Union Chamber of Commerce in China says that the picture has deteriorated across many key metrics. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
They call it the deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Ah, yes.
I have to remind myself.
It is
everybody else.
It is our Tuesday, Mike's Monday, and yet it is a Wednesday.
That's right. And the part that's even kind of is like, so I'm going to work next week, and then I go on vacation for a couple days. So I'm kind of in this. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
Even though my eye hurts.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a getaway excursion yesterday.
That's why I didn't get the full Panera enjoyment experience. Because I couldn't see. I was trying to navigate going in. Like, is this flat or is this a step? It's a step.
I follow this Albuquerque food page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And usually it's just reviews of different places. There's a place that up in Albuquerque called My Mom's Kitchen, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And the concept is kind of interesting. Like, you go up and order at the counter, you pay for the food up front, including like tip or whatever, and then they don't bring you the food. They will call you up and you have to go get your food. So you sit down, you eat, and then you have to scrape your plates off, whatever's left in the thing, and then like put your plates. So it's like, yeah, we'll give you food, but we're not going to clean up after you. We're not your mom's house. But they are called your mom's house, or my mom's house. So I thought that was kind of a cool concept. It definitely cuts down on the overhead for busing staff.
It's true. And the food has to be good, though.
I would imagine.
Like, your food's got to be good for people. If your food's subpar and making people do that, they're like, I ain't doing that. But if it tastes like mom's, whatever.
Yeah.
Is it?
It was like diner fare.
Okay, so like meatloaf and turkey or
the couple went at breakfast and they said they got like biscuits and gravy and like huevos rancheros.
Okay.
So, which I'm good with any huevos as long as I know it's how I say it, okay? But I'm good with any huevos rancheros as long as it's got green chili on it. If you go to El Paso and you order huevos rancheros, they're not going to have green chili on it, at least some places, and that's infuriating.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, it's a queso blend. Is it really? What do you got? Some Anaheims, a Poblano in here?
Yeah, I will full on admit I have gotten now growing up in Maryland and with the seafood and everything else, I was not exposed to New Mexican cuisine until I was an adult.
Sure.
Been here. We determined longer than I've been here and everything else last week. I am now a little bit bougie on the Mexican. I won't Tex-Mex. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even mess with Mexican food when we cross into Texas. There's only two places that I'm down with the Mexican food: New Mexico and Mexico. That's
That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Although I will say, like, most of West Texas and Southern Texas, they do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
El Paso, I feel like for being that close to the border, they really could have stepped up their game a little bit.
Right. But yeah, I've over the time, I'm like, yeah, Colorado. I don't know. You know what? To be honest, this is when we go here in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be kind of the first time as an adult I've really spent any time in Colorado.
Really?
Like, really, yeah. I think about it.
I don't know if this is on your plan, but if you get a chance to roll through like the Fountain, Pikes Peak area, you should try to go to Garden of the Gods.
Okay.
It's you can opt to do the hike, the walkthrough, which takes a few hours. But if you just drive through that area just to look at the monoliths, it's gorgeous, especially right now, like with peak green season.
Okay.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, maybe. But maybe when I'm in Colorado, I will try their Mexican.
Yeah, you got to try. Well, that's the thing is they're going to come at you.
Oh, I know.
And say that their green chili is superior.
Oh, I'm going to know that they're full of hokum.
So maybe we need to get you like a New Mexico True hat / shirt combo. So you're rocking local colors.
I'll get my turquoise bolo. Which
There
is
you
the
go.
symbol.
It's not hard to find. It's right there. It's hanging out with Big Flat Mike.
Big Flat Mike is guarding
Rocking
it
the
at the
bolo.
moment right
Mhm.
now here. But yes, I think that's gonna be
nice.
I'll try that when we're there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm totally spoiled now. Like Texas, I'm like, why are we going to a Mexican food restaurant in Texas? Come on now.
Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of specific time in Colorado. I've only been a couple of times, but the few times I've been, the one thing I'll say is I've never. Now, granted, I've never been to like Canada. I have never experienced the traditional Canadian kindness that everyone talks about. I have never met nicer people than in Colorado. Like in lockdown traffic, like lockup traffic, people were like rolling down their windows and going, go ahead, sweetie, it's okay. Like they were comforting us and keeping us calm on the road. And we usually you should be road raging. They're like road loving.
Yeah, not in D.C. No, that doesn't happen there. Canada was my time I've been in Canada was they were nice. They
just have that overwhelming like sense of sorry, I'm sorry. Even when they're like getting on to you, they're sorry that they're doing it.
I
to
would
you.
also note that when I was in Australia, those people were very extremely. Now I don't know if that's because we were kind of the Americans, so we were kind of like the novelty act,
right?
You know what I mean? And this was pre-internet, really. So this was the height of Crocodile Dundee, by the way. But like because a lot of people like commented on our accents and we talk. Do we sound funny? Yes. Do you sound funny? Yes. A lot of that. So I don't know if it's just we were a novelty, but by and large, I felt like I could walk into any place and they were just
here's what's funny.
Safe.
So like when we think about like Australian accent or like for the more specific example is a British accent.
Yeah.
We think of a specific accent, like one specific accent. But I've watched enough like British content to know that like the Surrey and like the North Hampshire, their accents are completely different. Then you got your Cockney.
You're detecting the dialects.
They're different dialects. So yeah, I imagine that Australians have a baseline American accent, and it's usually, "Hey there, big boy, how are you?" It's almost always Southern. Like for some reason, any other country, they assume the default American accent is good old boy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, that's a lot of the world when they think of America, they think of the cowboys, the Wild West, and the jeans, and all that kind of.
And maybe that's also a bygone generation thing, because like Dallas and JR and all that. I'm sure that got to other shores, and they just assume that's how all of us talk. Or Forrest Gump, maybe there was a little bit of that.
The one that kind of makes me laugh is referencing Big Bang Theory again.
Mm-hmm.
There's one episode where Raj talks like a white person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And his was more Californian because he's like doing the, oh my gosh, kind of that.
The Californians.
He kind of had that going on there. So
there's not necessarily a standard baseline, but it always feels like that the cowboy is is the go-to.
Oh yeah. That's the one seed.
Mhm.
But it's and Australia, they're awful. Because I'm going to take a stab. The people in the bush probably have a much more twang than say someone that's city dwellers.
Right. When I'm trying to imagine, in that region especially, you can only be so kind when you're dealing with spiders of that size and all the different kinds of snakes.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be a sort of side of you that's like, all right, kindness is fine, but let's go. We're gonna die if we stand here too long.
It's they're all like Paul Hogan, just like that.
All of them. They all carry a gigantic machete.
That's right. That's not a knife.
Just to cut through bush.
Anyway, we better get the hour going here.
Yeah.
We're going to replay our interview Sean had yesterday with Peggy Boland from Camp Invention, which is next week.
Yes.
At All Saints Catholic School for children entering kindergarten through 6th grade.
I think Charlie Brown is here. I didn't see all of it, but I think
as soon as you said that, it's a bald man with a yellow shirt.
No, it's got the stripe on the bottom. It is a stripe, yeah.
I
think that's what he was going for.
I only saw the shoulders.
Is it Chris? Chris.
It is Chris.
Of course it's Chris.
Yeah, it's Chris.
Yep, see, perfect. That is awesome. I love it. That's fantastic.
This one is a Flintstone shirt.
Good grief. Here's the problem, though. You're to a point of balding now where it's not ironic anymore. You've reached Charlie Brown baldness.
Yeah.
I did shave yesterday, so
Yeah.
I'm a little more self-imposed.
Well, if you see an advice stand for 5 cents, stay away.
Hey, you're going to get that football. I believe in you, yo. Good grief.
And for God's sakes, pick the good tree this time. All right, let's get the hour going. Like I said, Peggy Boland with Camp Invention joined Sean yesterday. We're going to play that for you here in just a bit. But first, your weather. And there's chances of rain and chances that it won't rain all week long.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms could pop up later on today. A few of those storms might have damaging wind and hail. We still have some moist air coming in from the south. Our afternoon high today in the upper 80s. Overnight will be clear with upper 50s, and then on Thursday, some more afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible, and our high going into the upper 80s, partly sunny on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thanks, Steve. Currently, let me scroll up, 71 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 42%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. For today, we are looking at a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m. today. They do say some storms could be severe in nature. Mostly sunny otherwise, and a high of 88 today. Winds out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, skies are expected to be clear. Overnight low of 61 degrees with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms once again. Again, some storms could be severe in nature. Sunny and 84 tomorrow with north winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, some storms could be severe in nature, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 62 with east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, a 20% chance at showers. It looks like from about noon on, they're giving me the whole word salad between noon and 3 and then this and that. But basically beginning afternoon, looking at a chance at rain on Friday. Otherwise, looking at mostly cloudy skies and a high of 83. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for the weekend, a 20% chance of rain on Saturday, mostly sunny and 92. Sunday, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and 94. So, and then it looks like we'll be 96, 95. So, yeah, we're hitting the 90s for the weekend, but looks like lingering in the 80s till Saturday. All right, 8:19, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview with Peggy Boland talking Camp Invention. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Bob Reed Pest Control is committed to providing the most modern pest management solutions for homes and businesses. Bob Reed can handle every aspect of pest control, from general insects to trees, shrubs, yard treatment, and commercial weed control. And they're the only Centricon termite colony elimination system authorized operator in Southeast New Mexico. No job is too big or too small. Bob Reed Pest Control, Southeast New Mexico's pest management professionals. Find them online at bobreedpestcontrol.com or call 575-623-5344. Serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
ENMU Roswell is proud to announce the return of the Roblox Coders and Minecraft Modders Camp, July 7th through the 17th. The Roblox Coders Camp, July 7th through the 10th, is your chance to learn the secrets of building worlds and coding your own games. During the Minecraft Modders Camp, July 14th through the 17th, you'll learn how to mold and, dare we say, craft a whole world all your own. It's just $80 per child ages 8 to 10 and 11 to 14. Contact Chris Bullard at 575-624-7325 for more info, or email brandon.bullard@enmu.edu.
Hey Roswell, whatever you've got planned this week, cancel it, because Roswell Ford is slashing prices during our biggest Memorial Day savings event ever. These are the final days to get massive discounts with employee pricing for all. At Roswell Ford, you pay what we pay on our huge inventory of new Fords. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Upside down in your current car, truck, or SUV and one out early, Roswell Ford can help you get out of your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. So you pay what we pay today with employee pricing to all customers on new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Our aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. With massive American-made savings, employee pricing for all, and more for your trade. We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. Get on board at Roswell Ford. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. Interest accrues from date of sale on select vehicles. Trade balance refinanced to new loan. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And joining us. And good morning, 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Camp Invention, wearing her Camp Invention hat this morning, Miss Peggy Bolin. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Surprisingly calm, cool, and collected. I'm loving the weather outside.
Oh, I know. It's amazing.
I love overcast weather.
Yes.
It's the time that I can actually get stuff done without dying of heat stroke.
Yes. Now, I could have gone without the hail yesterday.
That's true. It was pretty devastating in some areas.
Yeah, and my poor tiny plants that I had, my little flowers that are just coming up. I'm like, no.
And it's funny you mentioned that too, because we just had the folks from Roswell Seed come in and basically said they dropped the flag. Now's planting season. Get it all in the ground. So, well, you can't plan for every situation.
No, and hopefully that's it for the hail for a while.
The storm, the chances are low at about 20 to 30%. Now, I know this is where my science hat has to go on. It's not a 20% chance of rain. It's a chance that 20% of the area that they survey will have rain. That's how I understand it. But again, it could be raining anywhere at any point in time in Chavez County. We'll see what happens.
Right.
You look surprisingly calm considering we're in the eye of the storm. Literally 1 week away, today, 1 week away from the start of Camp Invention 2025. How are things going?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
Not too bad. Yeah, all the boxes came in.
Awesome.
Everything came in. 31 boxes.
Holy moly.
So, camp may be, have a price to it, but there's a reason. I mean, the 31 boxes had these are the shirts this year, which is really cool. I love the color purple. It's a deep purple, a yay.
Because last year's was the blue, right? Yeah. And that blue, it looked good on Hunter, but I'd love to see him in a purple.
Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
the purple shirt, every camper gets a purple shirt.
Nice.
And all the staff get a purple shirt. And so, like I said, everything came in. We did the inventory. We're excited. It's going to be an awesome camp. So
I'm looking forward to it. Now, I'm curious, was there any concern? Because now I know I'm not gonna go there, but I know there's been a lot of issues with like empty ports and like things getting shipping delays and things like that. Were you guys worried about any of that or dealing with any of that?
Nope.
That's
it
awesome.
came on time.
Awesome.
And it was delivered on. Everything was perfect.
Everything comes from the actual USPTO and the Inventors Hall of Fame. Like, so it comes from that organization straight to you guys.
Yes.
Awesome. Very cool. So we've unpacked the boxes.
Yep.
We're ready to roll. Now, for those who don't know, because we're talking like crafty veterans, but for those who don't know, and if you don't know, you need to start listening to the show more honestly. Tell the folks what Camp Invention is and your involvement with it.
So Camp Invention is probably one of the best STEM camps in the United States. It is a national camp, over 1,400 in the nation. They're all over the place. I just happen to be the director in Roswell. This STEM camp does everything from building the students' confidence to creativity to problem solving to teamwork to, of course, inventing. It's everything rolled up in one.
Right.
One big camp.
Camp Invention is kind of a misnomer because it's camp creation, it's camp creativity, it's camp
problem solving at camp.
Problem solving, it's camp entrepreneurship.
Yes.
There's so many facets and aspects that get worked into this camp, and I love it. We'll talk about the modules coming up here in just a minute. But the best part about it is that and this is something that I think that I love most about Camp Invention, is you guys really have worked hard to incorporate the A into STEAM, because for so long it was all about the big brain learning, and the creativity kind of got shuffled to the wayside.
Right.
But I think that our best learning comes from creativity. It comes from when we sit down and we work with our hands and we just play with something and see what we can make of it. And that's one of my favorite parts about Camp Invention, is that you guys incorporate the arts into the science, the technology, the engineering, and the math, or the maths, as they say across the pond. But this is your 17th year, I believe. 18th?
I believe so.
Wow,
I've been doing it forever.
For a good long while. Now I know we're keeping camp low. The attendance
75 is our top, but we still have spots. I'm excited to let the listeners know that if they have not signed up their child or grandchildren or friends or whatever for Camp Invention, we have spots. Awesome. And we also still have scholarship money, which I thought that'd be all gone.
Yeah,
it's not all gone. We still have some, and I can still help some people in a nice way.
Sure. And of course, the way it works with partial scholarships is essentially we want to make sure that parents still have some skin in the game, because as AOL learned valuably in the late 90s and early 2000s, if you give somebody a free CD, it's not going to be worth jack squat.
True.
So you have to have some skin in the game, but we definitely want to make sure that these modules and that this learning is accessible to every kid. We want that's of utmost importance. So space is still available, even though we're keeping the class size low, which again, I love that, because that means more attention for the students themselves,
right,
or the actual campers,
right.
And that means that they can learn the concepts a little more broadly, rather than what do you have? Okay, cool. Now what do you have? And that gets hectic. So it's great that we're keeping the attendance low, but space is still available. Now the camp runs real quick. The camp runs next week. It starts June 2nd through the 6th, and that is going to be at the All Saints Catholic School. It is going to be held at the All Saints Catholic School. They're graciously letting Camp Invention use the building. So it's going to be held there. No influence or anything like that. This is all about Camp Invention. But again, next week, June 2nd through the 6th, from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., and you do have available slots for before and after available as well for folks who need some extra time, correct?
Yes. So there is an extended day time from 7:30 to 5:30, and that's like perfect. As an example, if somebody's driving to work right now and saying, gosh, I couldn't do 9 to 3:30 because, I leave the house at 7 or 7:15, we open our doors at 7:30 for those who sign up for extended day. And, parents who work till 5, we're there until 5:30 if need be.
Right.
And so that's perfect for the working parent. It only costs $100 more for the entire week, which isn't bad. Now, partial scholarships won't cover that.
Sure.
But it can sure help for the rest of the camp.
And that's obviously to cover the extra time that we need for the folks who are the instructors, the extra resources that are being used to take care of the kids for that before and after time. So that money obviously can't be eaten up with scholarships. We need that as revenue.
Right, and we actually have in our 31 boxes there is a big bag that's filled with just materials for extended day.
Oh, really?
Right.
Okay.
And so it's really nice. And so I encourage parents who are going, I just can't figure my schedule out and everything. we got you covered.
See, that's awesome, because in my head, when I hear extended learning, it's let me run to my computer, print off a couple of activity sheets, slap it down in front of the kid, and be like, have fun. But the fact that the organization itself has taken into consideration the extra learning time and included additional resources. So if you sign your kids up for that extra time, they're getting even more out of the camp than the regular campers.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I'm excited about this year. I mean, this year, you should see, there's little penguins, there's so many circuits, and oh man, there's so much they're going to learn.
There's a lot of moving parts that go into these modules, and we'll run them down coming up here in just a few minutes. But that's the thing and I'm speaking from experience from last year, my son going, every day he came home with this new thing that he learned, this new idea, this new concept. And it woke his mind up. And since then, he's been, so at the book fair this last school year, I bought him this book about space. And it's just all about different planets and dwarf stars and all this different stuff. And he read it cover to cover.
Nice.
He knows stuff about space that I've never even thought of before. So it really opens your kids' minds up to learn, because this is that sponge phase. This is where their brains are hungry. I literally had the thought yesterday. I'm like, I love this. I love watching him be excited to learn. I know that's going to go away, but I want to soak it in while it's here.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't ever have to go away, but kids tend to, their minds tend to drift to other things.
As they get older and older.
Sure. But right now, he's ready to soak up every ounce of whatever anybody's willing to give him. So, which is dangerous.
It's true.
We've had some arguments already about some deep theological arguments I've had with my 6-year-old.
Right.
But let's run down the modules real quick. Let's talk about there's 4 different programs. Now every day the kids are going to get a little bit of each program. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not just like one day devoted to one thing, one day devoted to the next. It's like they're going to different classes almost, and that again is keeping their minds moving.
Right, and that's true.
Awesome. So let's run down the 4 that we're going to have this year.
All right, the first one's called Claw Arcade, and campers unleash nature-inspired creativity to make their own claw machines with unique prizes, then give a confidence-boosting pitch to hook investors.
See, this is already off the bat one of my favorite things, because not only are they working in the ideas of inventing, of how does this mechanism work,
yes,
but they're thinking of ways to make it their own, to make it valuable to as a product, and then so you're learning entrepreneurship skills, and there's just so many different facets that can be pulled from all of these different places. So that is an awesome module. I'm very excited about that one.
Right. The next one is Penguin Launch. I mentioned the penguins already. Campers team up for an eco-expedition as they investigate Antarctica with a robotic assistant, then design launchers to propel plush penguins across snowy landscapes.
That's going to be fun. My kid loves shooting stuff at stuff.
Right. And these are cool because they're magnetic.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
So I'm not sure, if they're going to, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Now, they're so cute.
I remember last year, it was almost unbearable to even go outside. So the kids didn't really have a lot of outdoor playtime. This year, it sounds like if, old man weather works with us a little bit, it sounds like we might actually have some cooler temps and more opportunity for some outside activity. Because, thinking about the idea of launching penguins during last year's camp convention, that's crazy. Any self-respecting penguin would be thousands of miles away from us.
Right.
But I think it might work a little better with the cooler temps. Having some more outdoor time should help a lot. Definitely looking forward to that one as well.
And I want to mention the games and lunch. So lunch is not provided this year, but snacks are. And half the campers head outside to play action-packed games while the others eat lunch, and then they switch.
Okay.
So you have like the younger kids eating their lunch first because their tummies are smaller.
Sure.
And then they switch. They go outside and they play. And there's all sorts of games out there that I have somebody who's done this for years, and she enjoys doing the games outside.
And I love when my kids learn new games because, so for a while, and it's kind of passed, but for a while, both my kids were really heavy into the show Bluey. And they had this episode called Shadowlands, where the game was they could only walk on places where there were shadows.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
they worked this game in real life when they were at the playground. So they like had to make it from one side of the playground to the other, but only using the shadow parts. And so it was really fun to watch them kind of be creative and like, okay, move that over here so I have and like teamwork and stuff. And so that kind of creativity is awesome. But so while they're playing the games, the other kids will be having their lunch, and then vice versa. So don't worry, kids will be fed, but we just got to make sure to pack some lunches for them every day. Snacks will be provided, of course, but just throw them a lunch. It'll be a good thing.
Okay, so then another module is called In Control. This one, I love traveling. I love taking trips. So this one kind of, if I were to teach, this would probably be mine. Campers take the driver's seat on the ultimate road trip as they design a custom control panel and navigate their journey with help from GPS and AI tools.
So
that's cool.
It's kind of like setting up your own, not only your own like vehicle, but also the using technology and the tools of today to navigate that. So it's kind of fun for like those trend or the ones who want to see the open road and see the world around them. That's a really cool opportunity. But I do have to say, I saw something over the weekend that genuinely struck fear into my heart.
What is
Have you seen the videos that are coming out for the new AI video model VEO3? Okay.
No.
So usually when you're watching an AI video, they're chock full of these weird hallucinations. They can't spell stuff right, and it's obviously uncanny valley. So I'm watching these videos. The lip sync, the movements of the people, it is so true to life that it is terrifying. I'll find a video and I'll send you a link, but it's terrifying how close they're getting. And like they say, it's as bad as it's ever going to be again right now.
Right.
So that's scary that we're feeding the machine. But that being said, it's also a very powerful tool that we can use if we use it the right way.
Right.
And that's what this is about, is utilizing AI, utilizing GPS in a way that's beneficial.
Right.
So
exactly.
So we'll worry about that when the robot overlords come for us. But for right
There you
now,
go.
let's we can plan a trip.
All right. So the last one is called Illusion Workshop.
Okay.
This one seems really cool. When they explore the science behind special effects, campers uncover optical illusions in movies, art, and animation before building their own moving props.
So it's sort of like the magic of cinema, the movie magic, which is fascinating. I follow this guy on YouTube. His channel is called Scott Prop and Roll. He's a props master, and he shows how different like items work that you never even think about. Like, for example, grocery bags. When you see like a paper grocery bag in a film or a TV show, if you used a regular paper sack, it's going to make so much noise. The mics are going to pick it up. You won't pick up dialogue.
Right.
So they develop these essentially vinyl grocery bags that look they have the no shine on them, so they look like paper bags, and they're used in that function. Same thing with like chip bags, different things like that make crinkle. When you hear footsteps in movies, and that's kind of where my fascination is the art of Foley, of working in sound effects and kind of playing with it and seeing what sound goes where the best, and making it happen in your head. And there's a lot of magic that goes into cinema. So this is definitely one of those projects that I think is going to awaken kids' creativity.
Yes.
Hopefully in all the right ways, because some of that creativity gets scary.
Yes, that's true.
My kids know the entirety of the Lava Chicken song from the Minecraft movie, and it bothers me. It really bothers me. But that being said, so it's going to be a fantastic camp. And again, this is an all-day thing. Your kids are going to be chock full of knowledge. And here's the other thing. You're going to pick them up, and they're going to tell you everything they learned that day. Grab a pen and paper and take some notes, because this is valuable stuff. They'll forget it. You might want to remember this stuff. So,
right.
So it's a great experience, and your kids will be better off for it, absolutely. And again, this is next week. It starts June 2nd, but space still is available. So if you if you want to get your kids involved, or if you're already enrolled or you have your kids enrolled in Camp Invention and you want to get their friends or maybe some folks in your family involved, there are still partial scholarships available. We want to get as many of those kids in as we can while still respecting the capacity. So
right.
So please,
but I did want to mention. What did I want to mention? So it's $290
Yes.
before discount.
Yes.
So, like I said, if $290 is not feasible, that's where I come in.
Mm-hmm.
And they can call me at 575-420-9955.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm available pretty much 24/7. I mean, I do walk away from my phone at 10 p.m., but
as well you should.
But like I said, I'm available. I want to make sure everybody can get in camp who wants to. I do have some pretty good scholarships out there. I just want to make sure everybody can.
Absolutely.
They can go online, doinvent.org, or just Google Camp Invention if you're curious about it. And you will see all the modules. There's little YouTube videos on each module so that you
cool.
can see what your son or daughter would be doing.
Okay, very cool.
I mean, I've helped people with 3 children get to camp.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And so that's what I'm saying. If there's families that have a lot of children, I can still help. I had a woman who fosters kids. I said, give me a call. I can help you too. So I don't want anybody to feel as though, no, $290. I would be embarrassed to ask for money.
It hits the ear a little painfully.
It does.
But when you call and you talk to Miss Peggy, she will lighten your load. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I offered to pay an amount, and she took $20 off of that because she heard hesitance in my voice when I offered what I was going to pay. She knocked $20 extra off, and I felt so much better. I don't know why $20 made that much difference, but it set my mind at ease. So thank you for that, by the way. I hope my card went through.
It did.
If you want to get signed up, you can go through invent.org. But I recommend, and if you need some assistance, it would absolutely behoove you to get a hold of Miss Peggy for more info or to get signed up, because she has the scholarship money, and she can work with you for sure.
And this is for children entering kindergarten.
Yes.
So those who just, the pre-K 4, if when they're coming into kindergarten, they can be into camp.
Yes.
They can be in camp, and those entering 6th. So, and some parents, they're really hesitant when their kids are teeny tiny like that, entering kinder. I have spots for volunteers. So in case parents want to volunteer to feel better about their son or daughter going into camp that young, that's fine. We just ask the volunteers not to hang with their son or daughter the entire time.
Makes sense.
Because then it takes away from their camp experience.
Well, not to mention, who wants to hang out with your mom all day?
Well, some 6-year-olds might.
No, honestly, my 6-year-old's attached at the hip to his mom, so that wouldn't work. So you're right. But that being said, if you want to volunteer, so you can kind of keep an eye on things, make sure everything's good, volunteer spots are available. But let me tell you, my son last year was pre-K. He was going into kindergarten, and so it was his first year of eligibility, and he didn't know what to expect. I was like, "You're going to Camp Invention?" He's like, "Okay," but then he went, and he was so excited, and he learned, and he's still learning, and okay. If I could just brag for a minute, last year my son, who's in kindergarten, was moved up to a 1st grade reading level.
Oh, nice!
And on his last parent-teacher conference, they told me that he was excelling past the rest of the 1st grade graders in reading.
Nice.
So his want of knowledge, which really started here at Camp Invention, has blossomed into this amazing thirst for education and knowledge. So this is a great camp, and if you're looking to kickstart your kids in the right direction with science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and that is where we're going. I mean, whether you like it or not, we're heading into a brave new world. AI is going to be a factor. Crypto is probably going to be a factor, even though I still don't know what in God's name is going on with that. But
right, me neither.
all of these things in this changing world, this is your start. This is a great kickstart for that. So
yeah, and if you think about, you have, yes, it's $290, but if you break that down into 5 days, how many hours?
Right.
It's less than $9 an hour. If you have scholarship, it's going to be like $5 an hour,
exactly.
$3 an hour. How much did you pay for babysitting?
Right.
I mean,
that's just for somebody
expensive.
to look at your kid every now and again, and then otherwise watch TV or
Right.
on their phone. So you're getting it's a lot of ROI, as they say, return on investment. So this is a lot of bang for your buck. It would definitely. I encourage parents to get your kids signed up if you haven't already done so. Again, contact Miss Peggy 575-420-9955. 775-420-9955. I almost don't have to look at the number at this point.
They can also email me.
Yes.
I've had parents do that.
Yes, and that's PBOHLIN2016
I really hope that some parents who are listening and grandparents give me a call. Because like I said, I can help. I've got scholarship money available. There's still spots available. And it's going to be an awesome camp.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited. We got some great people working for me. And, the $290 goes for the 31 boxes of materials.
Yep.
Plus, some of us do get paid.
Right.
I mean,
obviously, and that's
let's
necessary.
be fair.
Right. So, just a few more days to get signed up because camp does kick off next week, June 2nd through the 6th. But get your kids signed up. Again, 575-420-9955 or PBOHLIN2016 @gmail.com. Get your kids signed up because it is going to be a blast. And like I said, I can't say enough good things about this camp, about the volunteers, about the instructors, and about the modules themselves. Last year was a robot, like a robot toy that would move in different, various directions.
Right.
And I can't tell you how happy I was the day that battery died.
Yeah.
Because that thing was moving. Because I have wood floors, so it moved so much better in my house than Mom's. And so that thing was just constantly going all over the place. And it wasn't loud, just the motor made this sound. So it was kind of like owning a Roomba, but a Roomba that did nothing. So a completely useless Roomba, or like having a roommate. That being said, this year the modules all look fantastic.
They're all different, and they're always different.
Yes. And I'm looking forward to what's going to come from this. I am curious. So, because you've been working basically on this year's camp convention since last year's camp convention wrapped up. That's just sort of how it goes for you. But you do got to take a little time for you. Any? I know you're the swashbuckling adventurer. Any big plans for summer?
For the summer, hopefully.
Okay.
Talk about road trips.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my mom up to Glacier National Park.
Nice.
That is her dream. So we're hoping that she's well enough to go. And that's the big one. I'm also going to go to Wisconsin.
Okay.
Because there's the air show in Oshkosh along with German Fest. I want to go to German Fest.
Well, Oshkosh bagosh.
Exactly.
And you know what? Nobody does with German Fest quite like Wisconsin because they got the right kind of curds, the ones that squeak.
Oh, my God, they're great. And then I'm also going to Knoxville, Tennessee for a short time because a friend of mine who's turning 60 wants to go to Dollywood. I've never gone, so I'm like, nah, let's go to Dollywood, shall we?
That's really cool. I love, and it's so cool because every time Miss Peggy comes in, she's always, she's got pictures and she's got stories of all these different trips and different adventures that she takes. People ask me, what are you doing this summer? I'm like, I got to go to the bank on Thursday. I don't know, Texas Roadhouse? I'm kind of a homebody and I'd love to have that kind of spirit. I like my couch, man. My couch,
so is
my
my
cat.
husband.
It's very cozy.
Yeah, my husband is the homebody, and I'm the one who likes to travel.
So now I'm curious, do you drag him along with you? So
There's very few trips that I say, please go with me.
Okay.
But most of the time he enjoys being at home, and our marriage is working that way.
Sure, and that makes sense. You know what? It's funny you mentioned Dolly Parton because she famously has mentioned that the key to a successful marriage is get the hell away from each other. Like that's an actual quote. She said, get the hell away from each other. Don't spend all of your time with each other. You'll get sick of each other. Give yourselves time to miss each other, and then you come back and it's just better. So that is really cool. So Dollywood, and then try to also visit Euro Dollywood. That's in Alabama. So give it a shot.
That's interesting.
I'm kidding. But again, if you that having been said, if you want to get your kids signed up for Camp Invention, space still available. One more time, we'll drop the info, invent.org. Or call Miss Peggy at 575-420-9955 or email PBOHLIN2016 @gmail.com.
And just to remind people, that's for children entering kindergarten to entering 6th. It'll be at All Saints Catholic School. That's our location from June 2nd through the 6th from 9 to 3:30, unless you need the extended day.
One more thing we didn't get a chance to discuss is if your kids are going past 6th grade, say into 7th or 8th, or even into high school, there are programs available for those students as well.
A leader in training. Yes, that is available for those middle school kids.
And so you still get to participate in the modules, but there is a discounted rate, and you'll be doing acting as kind of a volunteer helper.
Yes, that is true. We still have spots for that, too.
There you go. So contact Miss Peggy. Get signed up. Camp Invention 2025. It is going to be a blast.
It is. I agree.
Thank you so much, Miss Peggy.
All right. Thank you.
Good luck. Here we go.
All right.
I always say right before like a big thing, I'm like, no matter what happens, it will be over eventually.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to end at some point. The clock makes it end. So
that's true.
So good luck. And
all right, thank you. And thanks for letting me come in one more time to talk about Camp Invention. I appreciate it.
And we get those drought times when when Camp Invention is kind of in the planning stages. So don't be a stranger. Come back and talk astronomy with us.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Peggy. 14 away from 8 o'clock. Let us pause and get you up to date with some local news.
Spelling out their building priorities over the next 5 years. The county's infrastructure capital improvement plan has been presented. The plan is designed to guide the priorities through 2031. At the top of the list of improvements includes money for a new jail, new county offices, and ongoing renovations at the historic courthouse building. The plan must still be approved by the full Eddy County Commission, and then it will be submitted to the state's finance department. Former Las Cruces Mayor Ken Miyagishima has announced his candidacy for governor of New Mexico. During a news conference at the Las Cruces Home Builders Event Center, Miyagishima, who served as the city's mayor from 2007 to 2023, expressed his commitment to tackling the state's challenges. Miyagishima also acknowledged his opponents by expressing his belief that holding positions like congressperson, cabinet member, or district attorney does not automatically qualify someone for the governorship. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. We told you about baseball all-star selections yesterday. These are seniors, and they'll be playing against each other at the end of the season. That's already happened, of course. How about softball? The softball all-star games are happening this Friday and Saturday at Cleveland High in Rio Rancho. And Hannah Sanders from Dexter was selected to the green team. Wow, her qualifications, impeccable. A .630 batting average, 14 homers, and 65 RBIs. And Dexter had a great season. She's the only selection, but, Dexter didn't have very many seniors besides her. And if you're wondering about Goddard, they made it into the playoffs, too. They also didn't have a lot of seniors. Roxana Serrano, just as an example, she was their leading hitter, only a sophomore. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms could pop up later on today. A few of those storms might have damaging wind and hail. We still have some moist air coming in from the south. Our afternoon high today in the upper 80s. Overnight will be clear with upper 50s, and then on Thursday, some more afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible, and our high going into the upper 80s, partly sunny on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
The Dow will open 740 points higher than yesterday morning, and the S&P 500 was up 118 points. The Nasdaq was up 461 points after President Trump delayed a 50% tariff on goods coming from the European Union, and a consumer confidence report based on businesses rose 12% because of optimism about trade deals. Travel and apparel stocks that had been down lately rose yesterday, including Tapestry, Deckers Outdoors, and Cruise Lines, Las Vegas Sands, and Southwest Airlines, now charging $35 and up for checked bags. Eli Lilly is buying One Site Therapeutics, which is developing non-opioid pain medicines. Lilly rose $12 on that, 1.5%. Trump Media, Truth Social, said they'll raise more than $2 billion to build a Bitcoin reserve, partly to push banks to get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's near a record high at $12,000. And stocks in AMC and other movie theater chains soared after they took in record ticket sales for any Memorial Day weekend ever, $325 million. And they had record food and beverage sales, too. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
Roger Stone here for Colonial Metals Group. Pay attention, because China is leading the largest anti-American alliance since World War II. One that's already dumped U.S. bonds, grabbed 43 million acres of our farmland, and is plotting to dethrone the dollar. That's why IRA and 401k savers are protecting their savings with gold. Go to freegoldguide.com/stone or call 800-747-6589 for your free gold guide on how to protect your wealth with gold, and it's 100% tax-free.
Hey Roswell, whatever you've got planned this week, cancel it, because Roswell Ford is slashing prices during our biggest Memorial Day savings event ever. These are the final days to get massive discounts with employee pricing for all. At Roswell Ford, you pay what we pay on our huge inventory of new Fords. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Upside down in your current car, truck, or SUV and one out early, Roswell Ford can help you get out of your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. So you pay what we pay today with employee pricing to all customers on new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Our aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. With massive American-made savings, employee pricing for all, and more for your trade. We'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. Get on board at Roswell Ford. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. Interest accrues from date of sale on select vehicles. Trade balance refinance to new loan. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined.
For the first time ever, Gus Macker is coming to Port Tallis, June 21st and 22nd at the ENMU Steve Loy Family Foundation Stadium. This 3-on-3 basketball tournament is open to all skill levels, from 8 and under to an over 35 division, plus a top men's division for more experienced players over the age of 18. Register your team at Macker.com for just $160 per team of up to 4 players. Deadline to sign up is May 30th. More info, contact Jody Diaz at 575-356-8541. Gus Macker, Port Tallis, June 21st and 22nd at the ENMU Steve Loy Family Foundation Stadium. Paid for in part by the City of Port Tallis Lodgers Tax.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Did you know almost 75% of the time we're replacing a roof, something totally weird or unexpected or bizarre happens? Jennifer here again from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that we are always prepared for the unexpected. That's why we always have project superintendent on site at your home at all times to handle those weird, bizarre things as they pop up. Things like an unexpected layer of wood shake shingles under your shingles, or rotted out decking boards, problems with flashing or ridges, or missing supplies that somebody needs to chase down. These are the kinds of problems that normally grind the crews from other roofing companies to a halt and delay the project. But not with our super awesome superintendent there. He's equipped to handle any problem and keep the project moving along smoothly. Just one more way we do things better at Trustmark Roofing. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first. It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Groom's Cake Ice Cream is renewing its vows on the frozen aisle. Milk chocolate ice cream with chocolate cake pieces, chocolate-coated strawberry hearts, swirls of strawberry sauce, and chocolate icing. See you at the reception.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at Thriftway Supermarket in Ruidoso and all Farmers Country Markets.
Growing things in Roswell is a battle. Your lawn's trying to turn brown, your trees are wanting to turn yellow, the weeds want to take over, and the fleas and ticks are trying to move in. So come down to Roswell Seed Company and choose your weapons. We have fertilizer to make your lawn lush and lovely, iron to keep your trees nice and green, sprays to kill the weeds, and more sprays to chase away the fleas and ticks. This is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. Yeah, it's a jungle out there, except it never rains.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says it appears that Israel has killed senior Hamas leader Mohammed Sinwar in a recent Gaza airstrike. He's the brother of Yahya Sinwar, one of the masterminds of the October 2023 attack on Israel. He was killed by Israeli forces last year. The Trump administration's taking a closer look at foreign students who want to come to the U.S.
The State Department has halted the scheduling of new visa interviews for foreign students hoping to study in the U.S. while it prepares to expand the screening of their social media activity. The suspension is intended to be temporary and does not apply to applicants who have already previously scheduled interviews. The State Department says that the U.S. uses every available resource to vet people applying for visas. A downturn in enrollment of international students could hurt university budgets, as some institutions shifted to enrolling more international students who pay full-price tuition to make up for funding shortfalls. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
California temporarily changing the rules governing upcoming high school track and field championships.
The governing board for California high school sports is allowing more girls to participate in this weekend's state track and field championships. On Tuesday, President Trump threatened to pull federal funding in California if the state did not bar trans students from participating in girls' sports. The California Interscholastic Federation says it's extending access for more biological female athletes to participate in the championship meet. The change only applies to this weekend's competition. I'm Mike Hemp.
The Trump administration moving to cut $100 million worth of federal contracts for Harvard University. On Wall Street, the Dow down 90 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
More than 40 Palestinians wounded, mostly by gunfire, when a crowd overran a new Gaza aid hub set up by a U.S. Israel-backed foundation.
Crowds of Palestinians had broken through the fences around the distribution site on Tuesday, and an AP journalist had heard Israeli tank and gunfire and saw a military helicopter firing flares. In a separate development, Israel says it's carried out airstrikes on the international airport in Yemen's capital Sana'a after Iran-backed Houthi rebels fired several missiles at the country in recent days without causing casualties. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
In Britain, a 53-year-old man being held on suspicion of attempted murder after a car rammed into a crowd of soccer fans at a parade in Liverpool. Police say 65 people were injured. 50 of them required hospitalization. The suspect was also allegedly driving under the influence of drugs. Breaking news analysis at townhall.com. After taking a wrong turn, a large elephant seal wound up lumbering along a street in South Africa.
It surprised residents and inspired a rescue effort to get the 2-ton creature back to sea. The seal was making his way through a suburb near Cape Town.
Police and a local security company attempted to contain the seal by parking patrol cars around him, but he slipped through that. A team of marine wildlife specialists and a veterinarian sedated the seal and guided him into a trailer to be returned to his natural habitat at the nearby bay. Keith Peters, Washington.
Word of a deadly bus crash in Tennessee. 2 people were killed when the Nashville-bound Greyhound bus and a passenger vehicle collided. It happened Monday night along Highway 70. Some 40 people were injured, according to police, say that 24 of them had to be rushed to area hospitals. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace and Viernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Just here so I don't get fined.
Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. I double checked. Doesn't feel like it to me. I'm all kinds of screwed up this week. But it is Wednesday nonetheless. Happy Wednesday. Got more rain chances throughout the week. They're only like 20%, but they say all could be severe in nature. So if we get storms, it could be doozies. So be on the lookout. You know how they do with the hail and all that this time of year. So. But it is kind of a creamy, quiet. Like graduation just happened. We're a couple weeks away from fairs and stuff. You know, it's about a month from that.
Hello.
So there is that. Like everyone's in vacation mode, like going out of town. Got their plans, myself included. But yeah, it's kind of that moment of just nice.
Post commander's work is never done.
Yeah, well, that is kind of, but still a lot of time on the road. So it's kind of if you're out traveling about, be careful out there and doing your things. But yeah, it's just that kind of year. It's that time of year, and everyone's in this kind of off. Got other things planned other than the workloads and everything. So enjoy. Kind of kind of nice. Not the eye part, but the other stuff there.
Beats the flooding.
Yes, that does beat that. Now, if you aren't heading out anywhere, then don't forget, beginning this weekend, the Movies in the Park with Roswell Night Skies gets underway here on the 30th, which is that Friday? Friday the 30th? I believe it is. Friday's the 30th. They're going to be showing a movie each Friday night. It's going to be at the Rust Decay Park over here at 1500 North Grand. The movies will begin at sunset, roughly around 8:30 p.m. It's free movies. Just maybe bring a lawn chairs and blankets and stuff like that. The movie that they're showing this week will be Shrek, the original Shrek. Then next week, June 6th, they're going to be showing Wicked. On June 13th, they're going to be showing Mufasa. On June 20th, Paddington in Peru. How many Paddington movies are there now? I don't know. Now, well, this one's in Peru. I haven't either. What's his name still do it? Didn't Johnny Depp, wasn't he the voice of Paddington Bear? Maybe I'm wrong on that. I think I was a British guy now that I think about it. Never mind. The Wild Robot on June 27th. July 11th, they're showing Elemental. On July 18th, they're showing Disney's Wish. On July 27th, they're showing The Princess Frog. August 1st, Inside Out, and then the final one will be August 8th, where they're doing Doolittle, the Robert Downey Jr. Doolittle movie. Again, that's going to be every Friday night at Rustic K Complex there, 1500 North Grand, around dusk each and every single Friday here throughout the summer. If you go to RoswellNightSkies.org, you can go there and see the movie schedule and stuff. And also, if you want to get more involved in the organization, fundraising, all that stuff, you can go there too, RoswellNightSkies.org. All right, it is 10 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. Like I said, we do have rain chances pretty much all week here. Then here around 9:15 or so, we'll have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us here. Commander Lee and Auxiliary President General join us, give us an update on things and events happening through American Legion. And then later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, Wall Street business updates, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms could pop up later on today. A few of those storms might have damaging wind and hail. We still have some moist air coming in from the south. Our afternoon high today in the upper 80s. Overnight will be clear with upper 50s, and then on Thursday, some more afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible, and our high going into the upper 80s, partly sunny on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 40%. Winds are out of the southeast at 12 miles per hour. We do have a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms for this afternoon. They're talking after 3 p.m. today. They do throw that sentence in. Some of the storms could be severe in nature. Mostly sunny and a high of 88 today with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, skies are mostly clear with an overnight low of 61 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, kind of a mirror of today. 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Once again, some storms could be severe in nature. Mostly sunny, a little cooler tomorrow, 84 for a high with north winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we are looking at a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. They again say some storms could be severe in nature, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 62, east winds 5 to 10. Friday, a 30% chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Really, it's from noon on. They're doing the word salad between noon and 3, then the chance between 3 and 6, so all that. But basically from noon on, we got rain chances on Friday. Looking at east winds 5 to 10, mostly cloudy and 83. 20% chance of rain Friday night, overnight low of 64 under cloudy skies. Then things warm up into the 90s for the weekend. 20% chance at showers Saturday, mostly sunny and 92. 20% chance of showers Sunday, mostly sunny and 94. And looks like we'll be in those mid to upper 90s by about Tuesday of next week. All right, it is 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let us pause for about a 2.5-minute break, and then we'll have the folks from American Legion Post 61 join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925, we have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
The summer of fun is on at Roswell Honda. Now through the end of the month, get scorching savings across the lot on a great selection of vehicles, like a new 2026 Honda Passport as low as 3.99% for 36 months, or a 25 Honda Civic Sedan Hybrid, just 4.99% for 48 months, or lease a 2025 Honda Ridgeline all-wheel drive, just $409 a month for 36 months. Roswell Honda has the deals to take your summer adventure to a whole new level. The summer of fun begins at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Have you experienced the Valley Cafe yet? It's much more than lunch or dinner. It's an experience. Chef Anthony Noble is a nominated Chef of the Year and manager with a 4.9 out of 5 kitchen cleanliness rating and a 4.8 out of 5 most love rating. It's time for you to experience the difference that so many others already have at the Valley Cafe. Visit for lunch or dinner at 801 West Brasher, the Orange Building across from Church on the Move in Roswell. And save the Valley Cafe in your contacts. 575-755-EATS. 575-755-3287. Don't forget, we can cater your event too, and a portion of our proceeds go to the Dream Center in Roswell.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
You received a social media message or text from an unknown number. They started a conversation with you, and over time, they earn your trust. Then, they encourage you to invest online or buy cryptocurrency. And when you do, they disappear, along with your money. But it can be avoided. The Securities Division of New Mexico's Regulation and Licensing Department can help. Learn to spot the red flags of investment scams at rld.nm.gov/red flags or call 505-476-4580.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from our American Legion Post 61 family, of course, Commander Lee, and, of course, Auxiliary President Jen back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hola. How's life in y'all's world this morning?
Good. It was crazy yesterday, but doing good.
Yeah, of course. Well, Memorial Day weekend, busy weekend for
yes.
you know,
American Legion
veterans and everybody across the board here. American Legion, of course, Memory Lawn on Monday and Saturday.
Yeah, we had a great Memory Lawn Memorial Day.
Yeah, ceremony.
We had a really nice turnout.
Charles Isla Sr. Was our keynote speaker.
He's a junior, huh?
Yeah,
he was a junior.
I didn't know
senior gave the talk, and boy, it was a good talk.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a veteran. His dad's a veteran.
Very much so. Vietnam era.
How was the turnout for flag on Saturday when everyone went out put flags out and all that stuff?
We had a good turnout.
We had Boy Scouts and everybody
Saturday.
came out.
Yeah,
Nice.
Cool. And we had a good turnout for Memorial Day.
Good.
About twice as much as usual.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. I know, and I appreciate, because there was a lot going on. You know, there was ceremonies at both cemeteries, and you kind of had to book it to try to go to both and all that. But
yeah, we kind of call it the mom and pop one. So
yeah, it was
a little less polished, but a lot of people prefer it that way. And
well, it's all from the heart, and that's at the end of the day,
important.
that's what the day's about.
And I made sure to get some pictures. I'll be posting those on the Facebook pages for both the cemetery and the Post.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're out there and thinking, man, they could use some work out here, yes, we could.
Yes,
if
we
you'd
could.
like to help out, be a part of that. We definitely the more the merrier. We need the bucks and bodies and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Roswell Veteran Honor Guard, they're up to almost full strength now. So
that's great.
We didn't realize they had enough people. We could have requested an honor guard for
next year.
All right. Lawn.
Well, hope they keep going strong, and we'll
and what's nice is they got some younger folk in there too, so they can help out.
Well, I'm sure we ran into everybody at IHOP.
Yeah,
so.
everybody
and their grandmother decided that IHOP was the place to be
after
on
the
Saturday.
ceremonies, everybody
and nothing more red, white, and blue than Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity. Right?
That's true. Very true.
Speaking of which,
that's good crepes, by the way. Don't sleep on the crepes.
This Saturday, 9 to noon.
Yes.
We are having our flag retirement ceremony at
Flag
our post.
Flag Day's in the month of June. Now, there won't be on Flag Day. That's later in the month. But we
neither
do it around
Don or I are going to be in town for June 14th, so we decided to do it May 31st. So that's going to be at 605 East 2nd. We've been cleaning up that property.
Yeah. Future home of our
yeah. Yep. We're waiting on the architect to finish drawings, and once they get the drawings, then we get the funding piece, and then up it goes. But we've been waiting on it. Well, the floods really set us back because they're all re-architecting everything in town. So
yeah, we
got pushed way down on the list.
Yeah, we're on the back burner.
Yeah. So we understand that, homes and things come first, but it would be nice to get our post home here
Absolutely.
soon.
But that'll be our future home, and we'll be there. And so from what I understand, we'll have a flag retirement ceremony, but there'll be a little picnic cookout kind of.
Yeah, I hear that while the undersheriff is going to be out of town, the sheriff will come and cook for us.
Oh, okay.
That's what I hear.
Busting
anyway.
out his grill and doing some
I haven't heard
dogs or
from
something.
Mike yet, but
all right.
We'll have a contingency plan.
If
that's
nothing
the case.
else, yeah, we'll do some hamburgers and hot dogs. And
Sounds like a wiener here.
In a way, yeah.
Yep.
Pun intended.
Yep.
But if you've never seen a flag retirement ceremony, I invite you to come see the way, the proper way to do a flag retirement ceremony. We do it there, and we would love to have people. If you have retired flags,
Yeah,
flags
please
that need
let us
retiring,
know. We'll pick them up.
We'll bring them up or bring them with you.
Yeah.
And we'll take care
I've
of them
noticed
that
a
day.
few around town up on people's poles that
Yeah.
the winds have taken their toll.
Well, let's say we have the weather that is very good at destroying flags.
Oh, yes.
So.
Yeah, our POWMIA flag has seen a better day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's something that for folks who don't realize that thing is not cheap, and we have to replace it like twice a year.
At least.
At least, and that's probably being very conservative.
That's
we probably
being
should
frugal.
do it twice as much. And it's
Yeah, they're about $900.
About $1,000 a pop is what I was thinking.
For the big U.S. flag, yeah.
And so, these aren't just the ones you can roll up to your hardware store.
Oh,
and
that would be
pick up
nice.
and-
Although it would look funny way up there on that pole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are 18 by 25.
Same with
Something
that
like that,
POWMIA. It gets just as much abuse and wear and tear on that
Yeah.
one. And
One of our members attempted to repair it, but the wind
didn't work out.
The wind seems to have won.
Mother Nature wins again.
Yes, she does.
And so, again, if you'd like to help contribute donations, if you want to donate finances towards Memory Lawn, we can do it right through our American Legion Post 61 family. If you go to roswelllegion.org, you'll find a Donate Now button, and you can earmark directly for. Now, if you don't earmark, we'll put it in the general fund and whatever Legion stuff we deem it.
Yeah,
need,
whatever
we'll-
project we're working on at the time.
Or if you want to donate to the cemetery directly, memorylawnroswell.org, there's a donate button there.
Okay,
too.
direct link on that
So-
one too.
Yeah.
Okay, and there you can go there. So, and I would also been kind of mentioning this too is if you have family out there, check in on it. I was talking since our post has gotten in the funeral or the cemetery business here, we've learned a lot, and a lot
Yes,
that
we have.
is like legalities on what we can and cannot do. When it
Yeah.
comes to those headstones and stuff, there's really
Our hands are tied.
not a lot you can
'cause we're-
do. The
'cause
onus
each-
is on you guys.
Yeah,
because
each plot is owned, like you were saying, by the family. So the headstone, we can't touch it. It's not ours.
Think of it like a collection of embassies.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually.
So,
And you guys are kind of the street sweepers in between a little.
Yeah.
bit.
Pretty much. Yeah.
pretty much.
And so, if you're wanting, it's been a minute since you've been out and visited family. If you're not, you might want to come because there's work that those graves that we can't do it. We're not legally
Right.
allowed to.
Well, I need to remind everybody we don't have endowed care, but we do the best we can. We
Sure.
try to do the mowing. We try to do the
Absolutely.
keep it clean and stuff. The sheriff's department has threatened to come out and paint the curbs. So
Yeah.
I
It's
asked
a
him.
community cemetery.
I'm looking for
Yeah.
somebody to do a quick grade through there because the road needs to be graded again,
Yeah.
especially after all the weather.
Sure.
So.
And that's the other thing is we want to, our ultimate goal is to get that irrigation system in there so we can regularly water
$250,000 later. Yeah.
and actually have grass out there, like a cemetery should, and make
Right.
it. But to have the plants, you got to have the water. So we got to get we have the rights and everything. Just the cost to build said system is a lot of money.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we need help people dragging lines, so
Yeah.
get the water going out there.
And never mind. I was gonna make a joke about people dying to get in, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
doesn't pay the
cemetery
bill.
humor doesn't go over well.
But
You're beating a dead horse.
But but seriously, folks, if families, you can get involved, and then we every time there's cleanups, we announce them here, and we'd love to get more volunteers out there, and the more we can get, the more volunteers, the more donations, the more things, the more work we can do. And believe it or not, there's bigger goals out there. Or the Gold Star Memorial's one of our in-game kind of things to have out there.
We'd actually really like to put some columbariums out there as well.
Yeah, we have a good quote, a solid quote on a columbarium. So we're looking at $25,000 for that. That's installed, but and then we can sell the niches. There's a bunch of them.
Because we know that in-ground burials can be a little pricey for some folks, so a niche might be more achievable.
Right, absolutely, and some people don't want to be buried. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Well, in most cases, the niches will cost about 50% of what the below ground is in general in that area.
Absolutely.
And then with all the money we sell on the columbarium, might be able to fund the water program.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and plus, there's columbariums. You put them out there. That also adds a certain allure to the cemetery. It gives it a more cemetery feel. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know what I mean? Something that makes it fit.
The other thing we need to put out there is a storage container. So
we desperately need storage.
We need that, but the cheapest one we found so far is about $5,000. We're going to get a lawnmower donated to us, one of those heavy-duty commercial ones, but it needs $2,000 worth of work to it, and then storage.
And then storage at the shed out there.
So that is our fundraising project for right now.
We don't have any Amish like they do back home, man. You go to Pennsylvania, you get them Amish. Man.
Raise the bar. Raise the bar.
Yep, that would be cool.
Around here. That shed will outlive all of us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now I know.
Yeah, it would.
So it's not like we're not out there every day trying to figure out how to make it better, but we're running into the limitation of money. All the time.
I would, if you really want to talk more about it, come out Saturday to our flag retirement.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be hanging out.
Have some hot dogs, hamburgers.
And if you're interested,
retire some flags.
Interested in being a Legionnaire, part of our Legion family, as an auxiliary member or a son or a Legionnaire or I don't know, maybe even a rider. That's something
that would be cool. We're trying to get a riders chapter started.
It's going. So any riders out there, veteran riders, motorcycle riders, I better put the ride
So our sextons is letting us know that the flood had covered a lot of the headstones. Now we may not have got flooded out there, and actually the grave damage was pretty minimal considering.
What could
but a lot of the mud, went up over the headstones. So there's a lot of headstones that were obscured, like a little bit of a postage stamp versus, the whole thing.
And not all these headstones are really what you call headstones. They're more flat with the ground.
Most of them are,
So they
but
full of dirt. And
we do have some volunteers out there, and one of our new sergeant at arms was out there with a whisk broom, cleaning off a couple of them. We do our best. We can't raise the stones, we can't move the stones, but we can dig out around them, and sometimes we can do a little backfilling, but literally we can't legally touch the stone.
Right.
So we feel sorry for what's happened out there, but there's not a hell of a lot we can do about it. Mother Nature is a little unrelenting at times.
Yes.
Well, we live in the desert.
It's her property. We're just custodians of it.
Harsh climate, and without meticulous maintenance, and to be honest, it's been overgrown, pulled back, overgrown, pulled back. I mean,
I know.
You know what I mean? It's been so many years of it starting and not starting, and so you're not only dealing with current conditions, but things that were long overdue.
Well, we've
50 years
received
ago.
a lot of compliments of late that it's looking a lot better, but obviously there's a huge room for improvement.
It's a lot of work, and it's one bite at a time is what it is, and that's all we're doing, trying to do, and the more people we have involved, the more bites we can take.
Well, we remind people that it's a labor of love, and it's all volunteer.
Yeah,
we don't pay anybody to go out there, so the workforce is very variable. I realize Eastless has been bringing out the community service crew.
Nice. Well,
but
definitely need some community service out
And
there.
I'm guessing, having just passed Memorial Day, we'll have a few more folks out there willing to help us out.
Absolutely.
You bad on
Partied a little too hard.
You bad on Saturdays. We'll see you on Mondays.
Right?
Well, as Eastless reminded everybody, the judge comes back Tuesday. So
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
long weekend in jail. So.
Hey, I love that. That's the sweat equity I can get behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just looking out for everybody. So.
Well, and who knows? Maybe it. Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping is people go out there and work, and then they see the history, see what that's. I mean, we're talking about cleanup and work, but if you really want to take a peeling in the layer of Roswell history, hang out in a cemetery and see.
There's a lot of information there.
I mean, there's people that have been buried, from what's Spanish America. I mean, it goes back to some.
Yeah, down at South Park, they do have some
Yeah,
really
but I
old
even think on
ones.
ours, it
goes back to the
1800s in some cases.
when they were born. Yeah.
Born, yeah. The cemetery came into fruition, I think, in 1954. So.
Okay, so it's not.
But we've got people that were born in 1850 out there. So
folks that were World War One.
World War One or earlier.
Yeah,
Sure.
or exactly. That's the cool part is some of these folks are. Shoot, there might be a few people that ran up San Juan Hill with Teddy Roosevelt in there.
Yeah. And if say you're interested, because I'm sure your kids are going to be fairly bored this summer, take some of them out to the cemetery and just pick a few names and look them up and do a little research and find out about our community members that were
Absolutely. I know if you go down to South Park there and you wonder why the street names are, and you'll find the origins of them in the cemetery. You look at some of the names of our streets or some of the buildings and stuff around here. And
That's actually what I did when I was out at South Park a couple years ago for Memorial Day. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
why all the Lees and all of the different names? That's because they're here.
Yes, this is the families that
Right.
that were the pioneers of this community and everything else.
Well, it's like the VA hospital. I just learned that Raymond G. Murphy, or they called him Jerry, I guess, he was a second lieutenant, second Louis.
Oh, cool.
Butterbar.
Yeah.
Butterbar.
Nice.
He got a lot of flack,
I'm sure he did.
as most butterbars do.
Yeah.
Yeah, margarine bars.
That's right. But always, like we said, we're always looking for other members and stuff. So come out for our flag retirement ceremony this Saturday. Like I said, it begins at 9:00. It is on East 2nd, right across from the Farmers on East 2nd. That's You can put the address in and all that, but it's the buildings that they look a little empty right now because they are.
They're a work in progress.
Right across the Farmers Country Market on East 2nd there. We're going to be there beginning at 9 till about noon. Like I said, we're tentatively, the sheriff's supposed to be there filling up.
Should have the fire department
food.
there.
Fire department there to keep us from burning the town
Yep,
down.
I already got an agreement from the
Yeah, it
fire
was cool.
department
They like to get
come out.
involved too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, as part of the ceremony, how it's done is basically the flags are broken down and burned stripe by stripe. The stars we cut out and separate, and oftentimes those are offered out as mementos, keepsakes, if someone would like to honor a loved one in some way, shape, or form, whether a veteran, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Each one's personal to everybody in their own way. We generally offer those up. The ones that aren't collected, they go into the fire with the rest of the flag. So if you bring a flag and maybe
Please
this is so please and would like a memento, that's part of the deal.
Or if you have one that needs retired and you can't make it out, give us a call, 575-268-0220, and we can come get it from you.
We'll come make sure it gets off your hands, and we'll take care of it the proper way. And this is, and I'm sure especially with if you're still dealing with flooding, maybe have some flags that were kind of beat up from the floods and stuff, and you haven't disposed of them already, then we would be happy to take care of that. Do it the right way for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our slow time. I'm going on vacation myself, but when we get back, we'll be at state convention. It's going to be in Albuquerque this year.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you're wondering how the American Legion works at a state level, come check it out.
Yeah, it was in Roswell.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. Oh, it was
It
only
was
just a
supposed
year
to be
ago.
in Alamogordo this year, but the Intermountain gods backed out on the deal, and so department had to take over.
Yep.
So Albuquerque it is.
Yes, indeed.
But again, come out this Saturday for our and like I said, bring the family if you've never seen a flag retirement ceremony and want to know a little bit of the history behind it or understand.
And we'll have food. We'll feed you.
That's right. And, we'll be we'll have the grub on.
Yeah.
And of course, like I said, if you want to learn more about if you're basically if you're a veteran that served honorably, basically since Pearl Harbor, then you're eligible to be an American Legionnaire. As an auxiliary member, a spouse of a veteran,
or any female associates. So you got sisters and mothers and grandmothers and daughters and all of those.
The spouses can be males. So
yes, they can.
If the wife is the veteran and your husband cannot be an auxiliary, we have a couple in the post already. And then we have our sons, which are male descendants of a veteran.
Yes.
So if your mom or dad was a veteran, then you qualify as a son.
Yeah, the only one that they haven't figured out how to include are the brothers of veterans, which is frustrating to me, but I'm sure we'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah.
Or the spouses of sons.
Yeah, spouses of sons of veterans.
I would think of all the branches, unless they create a new one, they would have to fold them into auxiliary.
I would think so.
Yeah, that would make the most sense to me. Unless we have a brothers of the American Revolution or whatever you want to call that, siblings of the American Revolution.
There you go.
Siblings of the American Legion, whatever it is you want to call it.
Yeah, I don't know why they exclude.
I don't know. I think it just kind of, oops, we didn't think of that.
Yeah.
So.
I guess maybe they just figured,
Well, back when it was created, right after World War I, there were a lot of people that had fathers that were in this military, so it didn't.
And if there was a draft, odds are your brother was a veteran too.
Right, exactly.
So kind of fell in
a
different
the
category.
idea originally was you had to have served during a time of war, and then we had these donut holes. Where if you didn't serve between this date and this date, you're eligible.
The
that
term
sort of
war
thing.
got muddy and we started using conflict. It's not technically a war, but
and
felt
then
like one.
under the first Trump administration, he passed the Legion Act, which closed all our donut holes. So basically, December 7, 1941 on, or World War I, but there's no more World War I veterans anymore, but you could be the son or grandson or grand-grandson of a World War I veteran and still be eligible. They just don't advertise it as such. But, we're running out of World War II. The last World War II veteran in our post died in, I want to say, March.
Sounds about right.
Billy Joe Allen was our last World War II veteran in our post.
I imagine there's probably just a couple handful throughout the state of New Mexico still.
Probably.
Well, we have very few Korean War veterans anymore. That's the next big one. And you got to figure Korean War was, 1950s, 50s, so.
Yeah.
And next up is going to be Vietnam.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
The last day of Vietnam is 1975, April 75, so that was 50 years ago. And even if you were only 15 years old when you went into Vietnam,
you're in your mid-60s.
You're going to be 65, 70 at this point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah. Then we'll have a little gap at the Gulf War.
Well, my father-in-law was in Vietnam, and he just he's going to turn 81 in July.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
and that was Vietnam. Not to mention my father was Korean War era. He just died in March, and he was 88. Well, he would have been 88 at the end of next month. So he was 87.
Yeah. My grandfather was World War II, but I lost him 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with mine.
Yeah.
He was World War II. He went in when he was 17. He went to his parents and said, I want to be on a ship because they feed me and I have a clean, safe place to sleep. So they signed
within
the papers.
in the next 5 years or so, we won't have any more World War II.
And my dad was
they'll have aged out
just post Vietnam. I mean, like
a few months.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he got lucky.
Yeah, he was just, and of course he passed away, but he died in his 60s, cancer. So
yeah.
But I mean, he was post Vietnam. I mean, barely. Like literally, he was like kind of sweating the draft, and then
Yeah, my dad was kind of wondering if they were going to take him too.
Late 70s there, yeah.
I felt lucky. I was in a post up in Colorado. We had 2 Indy survivors in our post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not for very long, mind you, but 2 of them, which I thought was interesting. One of them who wrote the book on the Indianapolis. So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, kind of like the the 4 chaplains was an interesting story as well.
Yeah.
Back in February.
Which we'll be doing that again here in February timeframe of next year. But again, if you're interested in learning more, come out Saturday. That's the best thing to say is come out Saturday. Come join us for some hot dogs and come be a part of our flag retirement ceremony and learn about our Legion Post. And if you'd love to be a part of it, or our auxiliary or a son, where we serve, we're just like every other Legion Post in the country, but in essence, we also operate as one big unit. Yes, we have our own separate Legion, our own separate identity as an auxiliary and sons, but mostly because of meeting space and things like now, we work as one entity and we meet.
It's a team effort to do everything we do.
And everything we do is one. So yes, if it's a Legionnaire activity, all the branches are involved, or if it's an auxiliary activity, all the branches are involved.
Right.
And same with the Sun. So, but very much like that. That will be our new facility there on East 2nd. When it is completed, it will not have a bar. It will have a meeting space. It will have
and a small kitchen.
A small kitchen to host, small dinners and things like that. It will have. Our plan is to put it into the more modern era of a Legion Post.
Yes,
now.
We're hoping to do some gaming and different, and not the pull a slot machine, the other kind of gaming.
Yeah, and to be honest, the way Legion is going is now, because we just had this conversation. There's no more World War I vets. We're about out of World War II. The vets nowadays are Gulf War vets, people in their 30s, 40s, sometimes younger.
Tail end of Vietnam.
Yeah, tail end of Vietnam. Your 50s. This is the end. Their era of sitting at the bar to drown your problems is not
the focus anymore.
Not the focus anymore. So
this is not your grandfather's American Legion.
So this Legion Post will reflect that. That's our thing. Yep. It'll be a community, and ideally, we want it to be a community space for that part of the neighborhood too. So
right.
When there's community events there, and they have events they'd like to promote, we'd like to be that place for them to do that.
Yeah, and anybody coming in from Texas will see us.
There you go, on your way in from Lubbock.
Right, exactly. Welcome to Roswell.
And then maybe we get that half track brought over at some point.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool.
Well, I understand they're having a fire sale over there.
Yeah, I saw it online. I don't think it's the price that's the problem. It's how do you get it from there to there.
Well, if I only got to pull it a block, I think we can handle it.
Yeah. Just cross the street.
Can we get like all the high school weight programs and just kind of do
everybody
there you go.
Walk in this direction.
Get every meathead in Roswell.
Get the Roswell and Goddard High School football teams out there.
Yeah.
Get all the gyms to come and help out. That'd be kind of cool.
We'll do an option right.
We'll make a whole big party out of it. We'll grill some burgers and we'll call it the Tug of War-a-thon. And see if we can tug it across the street to the Legion parking lot.
Close off those 2 streets and see how long it takes us.
Yeah, see if we can do it.
Hell, we could do how many feet?
Yeah.
If you sponsor it per foot or something.
Maybe this is a Guinness record thing we're dealing with. We can get them involved.
Yeah. Or maybe we can get somebody out of Canada, bring a helicopter, maybe an MH-60, and pick it up and move it.
Yeah, you
probably my sister would fly that.
You need something Chinook, something big to get that thing moving. That's weighty.
Yeah, it's all steel.
See if we can get an Osprey.
Although I wonder, like as soon as you lift that thing up, will it just fall, like rust apart? I mean, I have no idea. It's been sitting there.
I don't know. It's bolted to the ground.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'd probably have to have somebody cut it loose with a blowtorch.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think those bolts are coming loose.
Yeah. Was that an issue? Someone's going to steal that thing? I mean, geez, bolt that thing around.
I would imagine. I mean, retail price on that thing's probably $500,000.
But it's a stick shift. That's going to eliminate half the population stealing right there.
I think used the thing's only worth maybe $40,000 or something.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But we don't have $40,000.
No. Well, if we did, we'd start building a building.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we're trying to do that.
Yeah. Just waiting on drawings.
Yeah. But
we're already getting started on the Veterans Day Parade. So.
Yes. Planning is now underway for that.
Yes. This year's theme is going to be women in the military.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. Like that.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get a female
I've
speaker.
talked to Carrie Moore. She's agreed to throw us some ideas.
Okay.
Or help do the poster. I'm not sure which, but
if there's any female,
she's always done some good ones in the past.
Yeah.
She's never let us down when it comes to artwork and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to speak for her. I don't know if she's actually going to do it this year, but she had promised she'd throw me some ideas.
Okay.
Yeah, which is half the battle.
Well, and so obviously we're looking for some female inspired volunteers to be a part of this.
Yep.
You know, we'd love to see some veterans. Obviously, we would love to have a female guest speaker at this, but that would make more sense, I would think.
Yeah.
You know, who've served in their role and sharing their role in the military. What they did with we have some great guest speakers each year, and I think we can find one here. You know, we served in whatever role. I mean,
it doesn't have to be an officer or fancy position.
Oh no, you could have been sitting in a tank, or everything is
cooking meals as far as I'm
man in the desk.
Yeah.
Back at home base because
working admin.
Yeah, exactly. Because without admin, nothing gets done.
I'm just saying. Yeah, the people. You never mess with the people that give you food or give you money.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I had to deal with a lot of people in CBPO over my time in the service, and although they were not allowed to ask me any questions about how much money and what I needed or why, but it was a lot of fun dealing with those people.
Always nice to the finance office people and the chow hall people. Never mean to them people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's just a rule of thumb. Just get live by here. But again, if you have any questions about everything we talked about here or want more information, scholarships as well.
Yep.
We do have.
We have four scholarships available, and I got one applicant so far. We haven't ruled on them. We'll rule on them June 4th, I want to say.
Next week.
But
already, yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's all I got. So I've got $7,500 waiting for disbursement, and nobody wants it.
Yeah.
So
RoswellLegion.org. There's a tab for the button there for the scholarships. That's got all the what you have to.
It's on the left and on the right.
It's basically if you are applying for STEM-related career field or military first responder stuff.
Yeah.
If you have to have a veteran connection, either yourself or direct family member.
Basically, if you were eligible for any of the branches of the American Legion.
And then there's an essay you have to write, and that's pretty much.
And it's not long, guys. It's only like 500 words.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the requirements. So, RoswellLegion.org, go there, and of course, if you want more information about Memory Lawn or about our post in general, or some
any
of our
project we're working on.
Yeah, some of our tent pole we like to do our auxiliary unit. They do a lot of craft projects.
We just did a poppy table at the
Roswell
Livestock. Yeah.
And so we do that a lot to sell things to make money, but also we do like our bears for first responders to keep in their vehicles when they come across situations that those are very helpful. They use those in those domestic situations, things like that.
Yep.
Kids getting ready to go to foster care, give them a bear.
Or you come up on an accident and crying
sometimes
kid.
you just need to distract a kid while the adults handle business here, and that's a good thing to do that.
And our scouts are now meeting on Wednesday nights.
Awesome.
Yep.
At Military Heights.
So I realize you all are taking off for the summer, and yay, I'm done. But when you come back to school and you're looking for maybe some extracurricular activities, consider scouts.
Well, when those kids, they're Cub Scouts, right?
Our scouts, our Cubbies are planning on doing some camping this summer.
Good deal.
So they've got a couple of spots open.
Nice.
So.
Well, I imagine at some point they'll be, maybe when they're a little older, hitting Winnipeg and hitting the scout camp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we already talked about that recently.
Yeah, we got Cub Scout Pack 61, and then we have Troop 2 as well.
Nice. Yes. So, again, you can go through us or Conquistador Council to learn more about sign up for those scout troops there, too. So, good deal. Did we get it all? Is there anything we missed?
I don't think we had a lot this time. I mean, other than
not in
flag retirement.
Not in quantity, but certainly in quality.
Certainly.
Yes. Memorial Day was a good weekend.
Absolutely, and thank you everyone that came out and turned out to be a part of that. I know we're down the road on that, but our next big thing like this involving cemeteries will be Wreaths Across America at Christmas time. You can go to RoswellLegion.org and start reserving wreaths for that. They're $17 a piece. And what this happens is Wreaths Across America is another veterans organization run by veterans for veterans The veterans make wreaths. They do programs. They use this money to help veterans and their families in various
and education
ways.
for kids.
And anything you buy through my website, I don't keep any of the money. The money goes straight to Wreaths Across America.
Yeah.
Post 61 does not benefit from this at all.
Nope, it all goes to the organization. And then what we get is we get a wreath, and our goal is to put a wreath on the grave of every veteran here in Roswell. We start it at
300 roughly.
Yeah,
and Memory Lawn.
Lawn, and then we work our way.
Because there's probably over 3,000 down at South Park. So
Yeah.
if we have enough wreaths to put on everybody's grave, I'll do a happy dance. I promise.
Well, we get about 200. We could use about 2,000.
Yeah, at least, yeah. Yep.
To be honest, but it's never too early. You can order. You can. I
Yeah,
think
but
they
it's
got a group
year-round.
rate too. If you get like a 5 and
something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
It's year round.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And the programs they do are year round too. It's not just in December.
absolutely,
So
yeah. The
your-
programs.
So your donations are needed, like everywhere else,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, the actual event of putting out the wreaths and stuff, that's around the holidays here, and
Yep.
of course the deadline's usually there in November, right around Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Usually, and then
Usually around the week after Thanksgiving.
yeah, right in that ballpark. So I know there's time on there, but if you're thinking about it and you're there and you say, "Oh, that's a great idea," you can go ahead and put your wreath in now. Ain't nothing wrong with getting them in early while you're thinking about it. So
yeah,
good deal. RoswellLegion.org website there.
That's it.
And we'll see everybody Saturday beginning at 9 a.m. Right across the from the Farmers Country Market on East 2nd. Join us there.
Bring your flags.
Bring
so we
your
can retire
flags.
them with honor.
And maybe bring some sunscreen and stuff. And
Yeah, sunscreen would be good. Chairs.
Supposed to be in the 90s this
Bring your
weekend.
Bring your jalapeno peppers. 'Cause
There
we
you
don't
go.
supply those.
That's right. We got some spicy people, but no peppers. As always, thank you guys, and we'll see you here this weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, it is 9:50. Let's pause for news and weather. SRN report, quick break as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winter.
Now, for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. Eddy County leaders are spelling out their building priorities over the next 5 years. The county's infrastructure capital improvement plan has been presented. The plan is designed to guide the priorities through 2031. At the top of the list of improvements includes money for a new jail, new county offices, and ongoing renovations at the historic courthouse building. The plan must still be approved by the full Eddy County Commission, and then it will be submitted to the state's finance department. Former Las Cruces Mayor Ken Miyagishima has announced his candidacy for governor of New Mexico. During a news conference at the Las Cruces Home Builders Event Center, Miyagishima, who served as the city's mayor from 2007 to 2023, expressed his commitment to tackling the state's challenges. Miyagishima also acknowledged his opponents by expressing his belief that holding positions like congressperson, cabinet member, or district attorney does not automatically qualify someone for the governorship. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
The truth and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Presidents have access to the best medical care, as they should. They're the president of the most powerful country on earth. But, but I will tell you, nobody trusts anything of what they say because of everything that we learned about all the lies that they told. They kept his cognitive decline a secret. They all knew about it. They kept it a secret. The media all knew about it, and they kept it a secret. And this is, they created what is a clear and present danger and a national security risk for our country. And that's just a simple fact.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Warning. The national debt is spiraling out of control. Trade wars are causing record volatility. And tariffs could cause inflation to make a devastating comeback. Are you ready for what more 2025 could bring? Will you sit on the sidelines and wait? Or will you take action today to help protect your hard-earned retirement savings? And what if you could do it tax and penalty-free? Find out more by requesting your free 2025 Gold and Silver Kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. Plus, you could get an unlimited bonus silver if you qualify. Help secure your future today. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD to learn more. That's HannityGold.com or 855-815-GOLD. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD to learn more. That's HannityGold.com or 855-815-GOLD.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. We told you about baseball all-star selections yesterday. These are seniors, and they'll be playing against each other at the end of the season. That's already happened, of course. How about softball? The softball all-star games are happening this Friday and Saturday at Cleveland High in Rio Rancho. And Hannah Sanders from Dexter was selected to the green team. Wow, her qualifications, impeccable. A .630 batting average, 14 homers, and 65 RBIs. And Dexter had a great season. She's the only selection, but, Dexter didn't have very many seniors besides her. And if you're wondering about Goddard, they made it into the playoffs, too. They also didn't have a lot of seniors. Roxana Serrano, just as an example, she was their leading hitter, only a sophomore. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Some showers and thunderstorms could pop up later on today. A few of those storms might have damaging wind and hail. We still have some moist air coming in from the south. Our afternoon high today in the upper 80s. Overnight will be clear with upper 50s, and then on Thursday, some more afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible, and our high going into the upper 80s, partly sunny on Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Oil prices on the rise after the U.S. authorization for Chevron to export crude from Venezuela expired. The Trump administration has been trying to wind down American reliance on Venezuelan energy. U.S. benchmark crude oil gained 45 cents to $61.35 per barrel. Brent crude was up 42 cents at $63.99. Trade talks with the European Union raising hopes the United States can reach a deal with one of its largest trading partners, helping to keep global commerce moving. President Trump delayed the imposition of tariffs on EU imports. Earlier this month, he declared a similar pause on stiff tariffs for products coming from China. In the wake of each pause, Wall Street rallied. The Conference Board says consumer confidence this month is up more than economists were expecting. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Hey CVE members, have you scheduled your no-cost home energy audit? If not, it's time to sign up. Call 575-746-3571 to get your name on the list for a free home energy audit. Weather stripping, new door sweeps, minor repairs, and much more. Start saving money and keep that purchased air in your home. Central Valley Electric Cooperative is happy to partner with Green Metal Energy for this valuable audit. Again, 575-746-3571.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. U-Haul is the world's largest advertiser in the Yellow Pages. Too bad millennials don't know what the Yellow Pages are. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:57. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up the show. If you missed any part of it, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find all of our interviews there. We replayed our interview we had last week with some of the, all but one of the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico scholarship recipients. Had a great conversation with those young men and women. And it's always fun to hear their brains and hear. They're so young and full of ideas, not warped and jaded like me. In the 8 o'clock hour, we replayed our interview Sean had with Peggy Boland talking camp invention, which is next week. Go to invent.org/camp or get a hold of Peggy directly. You can still sign up your child if they are entering kindergarten through 6th grade. It's a great camp, great opportunity. Partial scholarships are still available too. Just reach out to Peggy direct there for that. And then, of course, just a few minutes ago, we had Jen and Lee from American Legion Post 61 family giving us an update about flag retirement ceremony this Saturday from 9 to noon at the future home of the American Legion Post 61 facility on East 2nd, directly across the street from the Farmers Country Market there in East, right across that building there. We'll be there from 9 to noon. Bring your flags, and if you've never been a part, seen anything like that, I highly invite you to come be a part of that. And I believe there will be some food and everything else, too, for folks to enjoy while you're there, too. And if, of course, you want to learn more about Legion, it'll all be right there for you, too. Also, don't forget, this Friday night, the movies at the park with Roswell Night Skies gets underway. They're going to be showing Shrek, the OG, the original Shrek, this Friday night. Movies start at dusk at the Rust Decay Soccer Complex there, 1500 North Grand, about 8:30 p.m. Dusk there. For a complete list of summer movies every Friday night, go to RoswellNightSkies.org. You can go there and go to the website and get there. But they're going to be showing Wicked on June 6th, Mufasa on the 13th, Paddington in Peru on the 20th, and The Wild Robot on the 27th, just to round out June there. All right, we got to go. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. Have an amazing day, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin